Welcome to CBS Sports Sunday. Now, Brent Musburger.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope that you are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. And today on CBS Sports Sunday, we will bring you live Game 2 of the NBA Championship Final between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. The key for the Sixers today, if they want to square the series at 1, and for the Sixers, this is the most important game of the series, and it will come up front, because it is going to be up to the trio of Caldwell Jones, Darryl Dawkins, and Bobby Jones to take control of the offensive boards against Kareem and Bob McAdoo. Only a strong Philly rebounding effort can keep the Lakers from getting the ball out to Magic Johnson and Norm Nixon and rolling that marvelous fast break back into high gear. It was the L.A. running game which blew open Game 1 Thursday night in the second half. Then after basketball here on CBS, we will bring you live the final round of the Jack Nicklaus Memorial Golf Tournament in Dublin, Ohio. Right now, Gil Morgan and Roger Maltby are tied for the lead after 3 rounds. Jack is 5 shots back. The leaders are not yet out on the course. Now, meanwhile, from Indianapolis, a 4-car crash delayed the start of today's Indianapolis 500, knocked several of the top contenders out of the race. Fortunately, there were no injuries, but Mario Andretti's car is out. And the number 2 man on the front row, Kevin Cogan, also is out. He triggered one of the 2 accidents when he brushed against A.J. Foyt's car. Here is Kevin climbing out of his car. He was the middle of the front row, and he has been forced out of the race. Also out, Dale Whittington and Roger Mears, the brother of the pole sitter. Now, the accident occurred on a pace lap just before the green flag was to be dropped starting the race. The start was then delayed. As I told you, Foyt's car was hit, suffered some damage. He was able to go back in and start, and as of now, after 5 laps at Indianapolis, A.J. Foyt holds the lead. Meanwhile, we have a very surprising result in from the 4th round of the French Open tennis tournament. The top seed, Yvonne Lendl, was upset by 17-year-old Mats Wilander of Sweden in a grueling 5-set match. We will have highlights here on CBS later this afternoon. Meanwhile, plenty of action in boxing. Yesterday, WBC super featherweight champion Rolando Navarrete led on all of the judges' scoring cards in his title bout against the challenger Bazooka Limon. But what Navarrete had not counted on was the punching power Limon still possessed in the 12th round. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy were in Las Vegas for CBS Sports Saturday.
Under 30 seconds to go in the 12th round. Good round for the champion Navarrete, but now Limon is forced into the final left to the right there. Navarrete just resting on the ropes over there, may have been stunned. He's hurt. Navarrete goes down. Navarrete goes down. He might not get up in the 12th round. Bazooka Limon in the closing seconds of the round. That's it. It's all over. Bazooka Limon has won the championship.
And more championship boxing to come, because a week from Saturday it will be the champion, Sergio Palma, defending his WBA junior featherweight title against Leo Cruz. That fight will be seen live from Atlantic City on CBS Sports Saturday on the afternoon of June 12th. Right now, they are ready to go at it on the basketball court in Philadelphia. Game 2 of the Lakers and the Sixers for the NBA championship, coming up live on CBS.
This is the trademark of the Philadelphia 76er defense, the league leaders in block shots. And this is one of the assets the Sixers knew they'd have to rely on in this championship series against the Lakers. And in Game 1, the plan worked for a while. That defense caused the Western Conference Kings to turn the ball over a costly 16 times in the first half. But there was the added spark of second shots on the basket. Philly was indeed aggressive on the boards. And still a more pleasant surprise, Darryl Dawkins asserting himself on the attack inside. But the bread and butter picture for the 76ers was more like this, a steal and a spectacular slam by Julius Erving. Dr. J, who has never been on an NBA championship team, ultimately led both teams in scoring with 27, and the Sixers stormed in front by 11 points at the half. But Lakers coach Pat Riley knew the LA explosion would come eventually, and it did. Keyed by all-star guard Norm Nixon, who would score 24. Lakers came back from 15 points behind halfway through the third period and went on a shooting tear. Jamaal Wilkes, the smooth forward, scored 16 of his 24 in that same period, and the Lakers, no longer rusty from the 11-day layoff, outscored the Sixers 40-9. Thus, a 15-point deficit became a 16-point lead in less than 11 minutes. It was an incredible display by Los Angeles of a clamping defense and transition speed, which ignited easy Laker baskets. It was a barrage from which Philadelphia never recovered. For the Lakers, their 9th consecutive playoff victory, matching a league mark. Today's the second game of the best-of-7 tournament. Once again, the spotlight, Philadelphia, where the Lakers will try to make history, and the Sixers will be out to get back into the fight. Plus at the Spectrum, and the Philadelphia fans hope it's not the last game they'll see their team play here in Philadelphia this year. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Bill Russell. The headline said it all. Tornado hit 76ers. But the Sixers cannot afford to be hit with another tornado today. Otherwise, their playoff lives will be short-lived indeed. You've heard the phrase must-win situation. Often it's overused and exaggerated. It is not today. The Philadelphia 76ers must win. Otherwise, they face the bleak prospect of heading west to Los Angeles, trailing 2-0 in games. And keep in mind this, no team in the championship finals has ever won after losing the first two at home. And while there's always a first time, the Lakers looked awesome in spots indeed, Bill Russell. The question, any scars on the Sixers from that rapid turnaround of 31 points?
Not this team, Dick. After the losing to Boston by 40 points the first game, I think this team has shown that they're immune to that type of situation.
What do you think is the key to a turnabout for the Philadelphia team?
I think they must get good offense from their guards. That's the key thing. When their guards are good, that opens up their whole offense and makes their defense even better.
And that means Mo Cheeks and Andrew Toney, the two guys that make the team go. Do you think, I know that many of the Lakers feel they did not play their best game, even in that impressive victory Thursday night?
They played their best. After that layoff and all things considered, and the team they were playing, they played their best.
All right, so it shapes up as a fine game today and a desperation game for Philadelphia. And the two coaches who worked with us Thursday night with their fine observations are back with us again, and they're with Frank Lieber in the coaches' room. Let's go to them right now. Frank?
And these two gentlemen certainly hope this isn't as close as they get to an NBA championship series. Next year, they want Riley and Cunningham, and here they want to be out there. Hubie, first of all, let's talk about the Lakers. All you hear is fast break. They haven't lost a game in 6 weeks, but this isn't just a fast-breaking team.
No, it's an excellent defensive team. The first facet is the 1-3-1 half-court zone trap. Philadelphia goes 3 for 14, 11 misses, equals the fast break, the easy basket, on the way to shooting 53%. But we have a tendency to underestimate their defensive rotations. They have outstanding quickness and shot blocking ability. Here we have a Philadelphia fast break transition game. You know, they rotate back. Watch Magic pick up his man. Here comes the shot block by McAdoo, 1 of 7 that they had for the game. They're averaging over 7 through the entire playoff series. Fast break layup at the other end of the floor.
Kevin Locker, you've been tracking the Sixers. Obviously, Sixers did a lousy job of that half-court trap. They've got to improve that today.
Right, Frank. 76ers were 3 for 14 against the trap and conversions. When you go against the trap, you have to attack it and try to score as quickly as possible. Ball movement is a key against the trap. You have to keep the ball moving for good shots. The corner area against the trap is very good here. You'll see Mike Banham open for the jump shot, but in this case, Banham, who has not been shooting well, is not the man you want to take the shot. Philadelphia has to make an adjustment and get Andrew Toney in that spot to stick the jumper.
Hubie, the Lakers game is defense and open floor?
No, I think it's a great maturity within their offense. If the break isn't there, they'll set up their offense at half court and run all of their options. They must get 20 shots for Wilkes, Nixon, and Jabbar. And right here we have a back pick by Nixon. Watch him setting up. There goes Wilkes off the baseline. He's not open. A staggered pick by McAdoo, a third pick by Jabbar. The jump shot is not there, so now they'll go power into option 4. Here we have Wilkes on a backdoor easy layup.
76ers have to realize are two halves to a basketball game, Jeff, right?
76ers had a great first half, but a poor second half. They went away from the first half game plan, their power game, getting the ball down and deep to the post positions to the right people, particularly Darryl Dawkins. Good movement. Bobby Jones to Hollins. Right here looking for Dawkins against Jabbar. Here's the trap. It'll be an easy jump shot, what you're looking for. Here comes Doc on the follow-up for the second shot. In the second half, they took a lot of long jump shots and were not able to get second shots or into their power game.
Billy C. says the trap is illegal. We're going to talk some more about that at halftime. Right now, though, it's time for the introduction of the starting lineups and the opening tip, and let's go back to Dick Stockton.
Thank you, Frank, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 2 of the NBA World Championship Series. Now, let's meet the starting lineup of the Western Conference champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. Starting at forward in his first year from Santa Clara, number 31, Kurt Rambis. At the other forward in his 8th season from UCLA, number 52, Jamaal Wilkes. Starting at guard in his 5th season from Duquesne, number 10, Norm Nixon. The other guard in his 3rd year from Michigan State, number 32, Erving Magic Johnson. And starting at center in his 13th season from UCLA, number 33, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley. Now let's meet the starting lineup of the Eastern Conference champions, the Philadelphia 76ers. Starting at guard in his 4th season from West Texas State, number 10, Maurice Cheeks. At the other guard in his 2nd year from Southwest Louisiana, number 22, Andrew Toney. At center in his 9th season from Albany State, number 11, Caldwell Jones. Starting at forward in his 8th season from North Carolina, number 24, Bobby Jones. And at the other forward in his 11th year from the University of Massachusetts, number 6, Julius Erving. And the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Billy Cunningham.
The NBA on CBS. Today's championship game is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Chevrolet. Chevy makes good things happen. And by Quaker State. Helps cars last.
The Lakers are on a roll. They're supremely confident. Their 9th consecutive victory in one season has already set a record. They're looking for 9 in a row. Most complete victories. The 1949 Lakers won the last game and then the first 8 in 1950. They were playing in Minneapolis then. They moved to Los Angeles in 1960. And the Lakers also have a string of 7 straight road playoff victories, extending their own record. So they have done no wrong. But once again, Bill Russell, Philadelphia is up against it, as we've seen countless times in the Boston series.
Yes, they're up against it. And I think that one thing is going to be very important for them today is they must get their guards off and running. And the key guy, I think, again, is Maurice Cheeks, because he's like, I'd say, the bass drummer in the Philadelphia marching band. He keeps the rhythm for him, and if he has good rhythm, all the guys play well.
Well, Pat Riley told us the Sixers are a different team when Mo Cheeks is not in the lineup. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Caldwell Jones, both over 7 feet, jump, and it's controlled by the Lakers in the traveling purple. Philadelphia in the home white. Magic Johnson guarded by Toney, in quickly to Jamaal Wilkes. Blocked by Caldwell Jones. Second shot by Wilkes, and he'll go to the line to shoot. So that's the offensive boards. And in the first game, Jamal's 7 offensive rebounds led everybody.
Now, he's a guy that you don't expect to rebound very much, but he does a very good job, because if you don't concentrate on him, he's the type of guy that'll be around the board. If you concentrate on him, he won't push and get those fouls, those pushing fouls. But if you leave him go, he'll get an offensive foul, offensive rebound.
Crowd cheers his first miss from the line. Wilkes is has averaged over 20 points in the playoffs and just over 21 during the regular year. He hits 1 of 2. The personal was on Caldwell Jones, so we'll have to watch foul trouble with the Philadelphia centers. Jones gets free underneath, and Kurt Rambis got a piece of it, knocking it out of bounds. It's still Philadelphia ball, 16 seconds on the shot clock.
And that's what you have to do with a trap. You have to tack it all the way to the basket as soon as possible.
Toney's guarded by Jamaal Wilkes. There's a switch in defenses. Julius Erving goes up and traveling, calling in the block. So we have seen a defensive switch. Wilkes on Toney. First the officials. Darryl Garrettson and Earl Strom are the officials on the floor. Jake O'Donnell the alternate. Magic looking inside. Toney is on him, and they find Wilkes. Boy, he gets free all the time. But I want to know about Wilkes on Toney if they're going to make that defensive assignment stick. Right now he comes back with Erving. There's so many switches these teams can make. Toney lost the ball. He had a good chance underneath, and Magic comes up with it. He runs into Maurice Cheeks, and the foul is on Philadelphia.
Now here's the Wilkes basket. Now he cuts right down the middle. He backdoors Bobby Jones right there, and he gets free. Now, so far the Lakers have played excellent defense. They've made the key plays when Philadelphia's gone inside.
Kareem goes inside with a skyhook. Keep in mind, he scored 41 points against Philadelphia in the Lakers' double overtime triumph earlier this year. Kareem had 23 points in game 1. So the Lakers come out with the first 5 points of the game and a swarming defense. Toney. Jones is open, and Jones hits. Bobby Jones got off to a fine start in game 1 and wound up with 19 points.
Well, the key to the Philadelphia offense is they have to, Bobby Jones and Caldwell Jones have to hit the shots when they get on the weak side, away from the ball. When the Lakers defense traps, they drop it off, and these guys have about 18 to 20-foot shots. They have to make those.
Magic Johnson commits the foul. He was hit with 2 early ones in the first minute on Thursday night. But he and the Lakers survived that. Bobby Jones guarded by Rambis. Inside to Julius. Julius over Kareem. So the Sixers have stormed back with 4 here after the Lakers countered the first 5. Rambis inside against Caldwell Jones. Misses. Lakers maintain possession, and once again, Magic Johnson inside. How do these guys get free all the time?
Well, 2 things. They move without the ball, and you have 5 good passes. And that's what's key. That the guy gets free, and if you got all good passes, they end up with the easy shots.
Maurice Cheeks going down the middle with a good play. A basket counts for the foul. Mo Cheeks going inside to penetrate.
Now here's the play. Maurice Cheeks goes in. Now that's the kind of move he has to make, because he says, I'm going to the hoop no matter who's there.
Kareem was there.
Good thing he didn't know or care.
Foul on Kareem, his first and the first Laker team foul. And there you're looking at some Philadelphia pressure. Nixon brings it across. Is he quick? What a whippet he is. Throws up an air ball. Here comes Philadelphia, 4 on 3. Toney pulls up. And the Lakers effectively stop the Sixers break right there. 9:40 to play in the first. We have a tie at 7. Bobby Jones. This is the shot. Caldwell Jones on the follow-up. Darryl Dawkins on the bench, and we'll be seeing him come off before long. He could be a very important factor for Philadelphia, their effort to get back in this thing. Magic, Kareem wants the ball. He has Caldwell Jones. Toney double teaming. That was off Magic, and Rambis got the 2 points. It was just being in the right place at the right time.
And Philadelphia was playing good defense.
Cheeks finds the room inside, and another L.A. foul. So what we're seeing here, something we haven't seen all that often. Mo Cheeks looking for the open space inside.
As I said earlier, when he's playing this way, with this attitude, he makes the whole team better, because he opens it up. Because when you need against a team like the Lakers, you need penetration to get in there, and when they collapse on you, then you pass the ball out, and that's when Caldwell Jones and Bobby Jones have to hit those 15 to 18-foot shots.
Nixon's first foul and the Lakers' second team foul with 9:02 remaining, and Maurice Cheeks, who can dominate a game without scoring a single point. The Sixers want the ball in his hands on the break. He had his best season by far. Misses the second free throw, and Wilkes covers it up. Urban Magic Johnson can beat you from anywhere. Pass back from Kareem, hard off the glass. And the rebound. Here's Bo in the open court. 3-on-2. Finds Toney. Toney fumbled the ball. And lost it. Turnover. Sixers had a golden chance there.
That's strong defense.
And a turnover the other way.
That's strong defense on a fast break. When the guys, if you don't get the initial shot with the Lakers and the Sixers, you usually don't get the other shot because they get back on defense.
Well, you're so right, Russ. You can't waste a split second in this kind of fast-paced ball game. Sixers by 1, first period. Kareem now coming out slowly to meet Caldwell Jones. And Julius waits for the shot. Fouled by Kareem, I think. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar might have been guilty of the foul there. He was. That's his second foul, and Doc was tough inside.
Now here's where the foul occurs. The rebound there, Doc gets it. He keeps it alive there. Lakers both had a chance at it. And he almost made that shot. You know what's beautiful about watching Julius Erving play? He is so good that when he has just a good game, no one pays attention to it.
Well, like all the stars, as you said, whether it's Magic or Bird or Julius Erving, they don't have to score to make a contribution, and sometimes fans don't see it. They can be passing the ball or rebounding. Julius, tremendous defensive rebounder. Steals, all part of it. Talking about steals, there's Toney, pulls up. Cheeks in the lane. Julius fighting for the ball and stuffs it through. Well, the Sixers are up by 4, and Andrew Toney is off to a slow start. Wilkes travels inside, and Philadelphia has the momentum on their side early in this game. Maurice Cheeks, who this year was second in steals behind Magic Johnson, who led the league for the second campaign in a row. 4-point lead, 7:45 to go, first period. Rambis picking up Julius, and now on the switch, it's Magic. Rambis just not now guarding Bobby Jones. Toney for 3, and LA should come up with it. They will.
Well, if he's got to take a long shot, he might as well make it 3 now. Here's the steal.
Great
Cheeks knocks it loose. Toney takes it down, and he had to take a jump shot because the Lakers have made the transition offensive defense so quick and so effectively.
Magic for 2 misses, and Bobby Jones has it, and it's still going to be Philadelphia ball, and the Sixers, off to the same kind of start they had Thursday. They have already 4 offensive rebounds, so they're aggressive.
But they're playing differently than they were.
In what way? Toney inside. Still shut out so far.
In that they're getting, Maurice Cheeks is more involved in the game. And Norm Nixon's off to a better start.
All right.
But the difference is the way that Maurice Cheeks is playing, basically.
And you can see that aggressiveness. Toney trapped by Johnson at the baseline. Tried a very tough baseline pass to Caldwell Jones, who made it go. You know, Caldwell Jones has the ability to score. He averaged over 20 points when he played at San Diego in the old ABA. He's concentrating on rebounding and defense, but he can burn you if left open. Sixers by 4. Nixon setting up the play. Rambis inside. Good play and quickness shown by Kurt Rambis, the rookie free agent who played in Athens, Greece a year ago.
And that was a very deceptive play. They made it look as though they were trying to get Jamaal Wilkes free.
Caldwell Jones hits his second in a row, and it brings back memories of a 22-point effort against Boston and a good game against Milwaukee as well in the Eastern semifinal. Nearly halfway through this opening period. Sixers are up by 4. Kareem goes in. Tips it up and in. Kareem gets credit. Bob McAdoo, who has been a great story coming off the bench for the Lakers, is coming off now as we have our first timeout. It's called by Philadelphia, and with an even 6 minutes to go in the first period and a fast-paced action, the Sixers are up by 2.
Being a lumberjack, you'd think the last thing I'd do on my day off is climb a tree. If you knew how much we got for winning, you'd know we don't do it for the money. But after it's over, the one thing we'd better get is a really great beer.
Nice race. Come on, guys. It's Miller time. Miller time. Time for America's quality beer.
You know I let you win, don't you?
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, Miller's got the beer.
What made Chevy Chevette the best-selling small car in America last year?
All the standard features: reclining front seats, AM radio, shift console, white striped tires, fold-down rear seat, and lots of other things.
Could it be Chevette's low price? It's still one of the lowest priced Ford or hatchback sold in America, foreign or domestic.
And now, with a low 12.8% rate, you can save an average of $613 on financing on new Chevettes delivered through May 31st.
Once you put motor on a can, you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't watch it work. So how do you know how good it is?
At Quaker State, we put it in writing. We back up our quality with a lifetime guarantee.
How do you know how good Quaker State is?
We guarantee every new car engine against oil-related failure for as long as you own your car. We put it in writing.
We're working to keep your car staying on the road.
How do you know how good Quaker State is? We put it in writing. No one else does.
We mentioned at the top teams that have lost their first two at home in the championship finals have never won. These are the teams who have won the title after losing the first game at home. The Lakers have done it twice, and Boston has done it twice. Just 4 teams. Now, we've talked about the Laker trap and ways of breaking it. What about this play here, Bill?
Well, what they'd like to do, especially, is trap Philadelphia in the corner. Now, here they have Toney down baseline. Now, when Julius moves out, the two guys stay there and they trap. Now, he makes a great pass, and the only kind of pass you can use in that situation is a bounce pass. Now, Kareem played good defense in recovering after the pass got by him and still didn't do any good.
Andrew Toney, by the way, who had 9 assists, as many as Mo Cheeks on Thursday night, already has 3, but he has not found his shooting eye. He is 0 for 3, and I think the Sixers are going to need his scoring before it's over today.
They'll get it.
Sixers with a 2-point lead in the ball. Mo Cheeks, watched by Norm Nixon. Mike Bantam is in the ball game, number 42. In for defense and rebounding. His scoring has been on vacation. Erving and Caldwell Jones with a long-range shot short. And here's Wilkes. Loops it to Kareem. Quickly picked up by Caldwell Jones, and a steal by Andrew Toney. 3-on-2. Rambis trying to get back into it, and Mike Bantam goes in with the layup. Mike Bantam, who came over from Indiana in January, who played at St. Joe's right here in Philadelphia. And that time, L.A. did not get the quick basket back. Toney against Kurt Rambis, and the foul is on Rambis, and that'll be the 4th team foul on the Lakers. 5:16 showing on the clock here in the first, and going to the bench, here comes McAdoo coming in.
Now that play by Toney was set up by a misplay by the Lakers. In the fast break, they gave it to Kareem going down the corner. Although he's a great pass and he handles the ball well, they might have gotten some out of it if they had passed it, kept it in the middle.
Against Magic, Caldwell Jones swings it, and it drops. So Jones, 4 for 5 from the field, has 8 points, and he's the game-high scorer, and Wilkes comes right back with 2, and that's how the Lakers can burn you. Bob McAdoo waiting to come into the game, and so will Michael Cooper. So Pat Riley, who used only 7 players Thursday, are using his 6th and 7th early here. Andrew Toney still hasn't found the eye, but Caldwell Jones gets the offensive rebound. 4:35 remaining first period. Sixers have held that 4-point advantage. Wide open inside. Toney against Rambis. And Andrew, one thing about Andrew, he'll keep shooting till it comes for him.
That was a mismatch there.
Rambis down the middle, goes up, and a foul will be against Andrew Toney. It'll be his 3rd foul, and Andrew's first personal foul.
Now here's Toney. See, he's still moving there after Rambis is taken off. And you've got to be planted before he takes that step. And he wasn't.
So the man they dubbed Clark Kent because of the way he looks doesn't mind that.
I didn't know Clark Kent had a mustache.
And wavy hair like that. Rambis, by the way, was a so-so free throw shooter during the regular season, but he's been over 80% in the playoffs. Sixers have their biggest lead right now. And Kurt will have to be satisfied with 1 out of 2. So it's 23-18, 4:21 to go, first period. Michael Cooper in the ball game. Fine defensive performer. He's watching Julius Erving, and now a turnover. Rambis gets it out to Nixon, and here come the Roadrunners. Wilkes coming in inside, and traveling called against Jamaal Wilkes. Turnover.
And both of these teams are so tough, although they didn't score on that one. Both of these teams are so tough and run their fast break off of good defensive plays.
LA's also already turned the ball over 6 times. They had 16 in the first half. On Thursday, Julius to Caldwell Jones over McAdoo. And we have a loose ball foul against Mike Bantam of Philadelphia.
Oh, he just thought he'd introduce himself to Kurt Rambis.
They've met each other now. Laker defense inside in the turnover.
There's a steal, and they start the fast break. Now Nixon, he can take the ball as quick as anyone. Great pass with the call steps.
Back to live action. McAdoo, who, by the way, has been defended by Caldwell Jones very well in his career when McAdoo was at his peak. And Julius might have gotten a hand in on Rambis, and if so, that'll be the 14th foul. Darryl Dawkins coming into the ball game. He had 14 of his 16 points in the first half of game 1 as Julius Erving goes out with 5, but Dawkins did not play much, even though he was hampered with 3 personals in the second half on Thursday. Here's the shooting story. Go ahead, Russ.
And with the exception of Magic Johnson for Kurt Rambis, this is the lineup that broke the game open Thursday night for the Lakers.
You know, the Lakers are not going into this game just satisfied with having won 1 here in Philadelphia. As Kareem getting a rest on the bench, he has committed 2 fouls. The Lakers really would like to see if they can do 4 in a row, 3 straight series.
A noble ambition.
Rambis, this is the free throw. 3:35 remaining, first period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. That's what Dawkins did, but he's now hit with an offensive foul from Darryl Garrettson. He was aggressive inside in game 1. What happens here?
Well, he gets good position, and he gets the ball. And actually, Rambis played him to go to shoot the right-handed shot. If he'd gone the other way, he could have got a dunk shot.
Rambis is not a bad matchup with him because Kurt's very good defensively inside. Michael Cooper put the move on Toney. Tipped up and in. Rambis or McAdoo, and the basket is Kurt Rambis, who averaged over 5 points in the regular season and playoffs, has 8 points to lead his team right now. Philadelphia out shooting LA in the early going. Nearly 3 minutes to go in the first period. Top of the key, Toney. Dawkins, offensive boards, and Dawkins on the follow-up. So Philadelphia making the most of their offensive rebounding. Biggest lead has been Sixers by 6, but they've maintained basically a 4-point advantage and traveling against Kurt Rambis. McAdoo rebounding. Let's watch it here.
There's a shot by Cooper, and he's tapped in by Rambis.
It was Rambis and not McAdoo, but you're looking at a man who would love to win his first title. We've talked about the Doc not getting a ring. McAdoo hasn't either. Timeout.
I'm Jackie Stewart. We've just applied Blue Poly's new Bolly Protectant to half of this vinyl roof and Armorall to the other half. They both beautify. But look, after 2 automatic car washings, Armorall is nearly washed off. But not Blue Poly. Its special poly sealant formula seals in the beauty. It's still present up to 50 washings, so why use any other protectant? Get Blue Poly, Poly Protectant. It seals in the beauty, seals out the elements.
1952, George Stephen invents the incredibly durable Weber kettle. Incredible. It soon becomes the best-loved way to broil burgers and roast the Thanksgiving turkey.
We love it.
But nobody loves cleaning out the ashes.
We don't love that.
Weber engineers, deep in thought, invent the one-touch system. Weber's one-touch opens to circulate heat and seal in the juices. Ooh. Weber's one-touch closes to put out the fire. Best of all, Weber's one-touch sweeps out all the ashes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The Weber one-touch, only from Weber.
Hot, fiery, cold, cranking, dirt, fighting, road, handling, money, saving, hard working. AC Double.
You know, I don't put just anything in this car. This is an original, and that's the way I keep her. With AC Fire Ring spark plugs. When you can go with the original, why mess with anything else? Yeah, that's hot firing. Cold cranking.
Dirt fighting.
Road handling.
Money saving.
Hard working.
AC Double.
Monday, when Private Benjamin blows it, Captain Lewis pulls out all the stops
Get him up.
to keep Sergeant Ross from leaving the Army.
Even Captain Lewis shares our guilt.
Monday.
Bob McAdoo rising to the occasion as he's shown here He was picked up on Christmas Eve in a deal with the New Jersey Nets. Bob McAdoo, no longer top banana. He's won just about every honor in the league, a 3-time scoring champion. He wants to win a title, and he has now come on to a star-studded Los Angeles club and has fit in so well. One of the great stories, Bill.
He's really a nice young man and a real hard worker, and always wanted to win. And when he was a rookie in his first 2 years, he was one of the best players in basketball.
Illegal defense called underneath by Darryl Garrettson. The Lakers were hit with an illegal defense call in game 1, and now they get 1 warning, and then it's a technical foul if they're hit with it again, which means that they were playing a zone defense or a player was not guarding anybody. Watch Bob McAdoo in the middle. Called against the Lakers. I said Philly. It was against L.A. There's McAdoo in the middle, not guarding anyone. And now they hit Rambis with another foul, his second. But more important, that's the 15th foul against Los Angeles. And Dawkins will go to the line to shoot. Both teams now in the penalty.
That's a unique situation. Kurt Rambis is a rough and tough rebounder. What he does mostly, he gets his points around the basket. And then he's going against one of the strongest guys in sports, not just find the basketball.
Bill, we haven't seen much in the last 2 series. Dawkins and Caldwell Jones in the lineup the same time. What does that give them?
Well, they give them stronger rebounding and good outside shooting. And plus, both of them can go inside, but Dawkins can go inside much better than Caldwell Jones.
Bandham all over Wilkes, who fires it up. Caldwell Jones has it, and now Clint Richardson has come in the game as the 3rd guard. Gets it over to Mo Cheeks. Nearly 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Dawkins goes in with a hoop. Darryl Dawkins did not play much in the second half, but they need him for his offense. And a 7-point lead is the biggest of the ball game for Philadelphia. Now cut to 5 again by McAdoo.
That's one of the things that makes playing against the Lakers so tough. You make an outstanding play, and before you get a chance to enjoy it, they picked up a basket on the other end.
I think your team used to do it, too. The one in Boston. Banham outside, 1:35 remaining first period. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Mo Cheeks to Richardson. Richardson in a crowd goes up and is fouled. Now, Kurt Rambis is arguing, and he may have been hit, and he has been with his 3rd personal foul.
Now, he has his hands full now with Dawkins there, and plus he has to try to help out on this play. And so there he gets the foul right there.
So Kurt comes out of the ball game, and Kareem comes back in. Rambis with 3 fouls, and Kareem back in had 2 fouls and 4 points when he went out earlier.
Not a bad substitution. Won't hurt him very much, I don't think.
Clint Richardson. Now Richardson played only 8 minutes in game 1. He was a starter as a rookie when Doug Collins got hurt, and has been a 3rd guard as he misses both free throws with Lionel Hollins hampered with that broken finger that he's recovering from. Hollins, of course, has been playing. Against Bandham, Kareem inside. Caldwell Jones gets the ball away. Magic with a steal. C. Jones got his hand on the ball, and Magic Johnson traveled. 3-second, make it 3-second violation, and he didn't want to go up against Caldwell Jones.
Because both of these teams are playing great defense. You can't say it too much. You know, a lot of times the guy will make an outlet pass, get it stolen, and he's not ready to play defense. But these 2 teams make that change as good as anyone. I guess that's why they're here.
Cliff Richardson on a fine feed from Maurice Cheeks got free, and now a 7-point lead matches Philadelphia's biggest with less than a minute to play in period 1. Inside to Cooper. Kareem. Crowd yelling for the turnover. Cooper inside to Abdul-Jabbar and foul. It is on Clint Richardson and not Darryl Dawkins, I believe. Richardson's first foul. Watch Cheeks.
Now here's the play. Richardson makes the play break down defensively because he was wide open.
Kareem on the line, shooting 2, 47 seconds to go. Philadelphia, don't forget, they had a 15-point lead as late as less than 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd period, Thursday, before the Lakers made their run. You know the Lakers will make at least 1 torrid run in this game, maybe more. Cheeks and Richardson. Richardson plays inside in the corner. What a pass. Good bounce pass from Richardson to Dawkins.
Both of these teams are excellent passing teams all the way through the lineup. And there's that easy layup.
Come right back with it. They don't waste much time. Dawkins has 7 points, and Michael Cooper has his first bucket. So all 7 Lakers who have appeared in the game have scored. You watch the clock. There are 14 on the shot clock. 1 second differential.
Hold it. Hold it.
You hear hold it. That's Billy Cunningham giving instructions from the Sixer bench. Dawkins hits it with 3. 4 for 4 for Dawkins, and listen to him in Philadelphia. I'll tell you one thing, Philadelphia has not played this first period as if they're shell-shocked, that's for sure.
I like the options of the traditional Visa card. I can pay for everything I use it for with just 1 check, or over a period of time. Simple.
Visa's got it.
I prefer the Visa card that lets me pay with money from my checking account or savings account, and I don't even have to write a check.
Visa's got it.
We like Visa Traveler's checks. They're good worldwide.
And if we lose them, Visa has a proven refund system that protects our checks.
They'll even report lost cards, too.
Visa's got it.
Have you seen the new Visa card?
You mean the one with the preferred services of your bank?
Yes, and travel services and the worldwide acceptance of Visa.
More than a travel card, more than a gold card, in a variety of designs.
You can have it the way you want it with Visa.
From the time I was a kid, playing basketball came naturally. Basketball comes harder to kids who are mentally retarded. But with the right training, they can learn almost anything. Foul. Foul, you fouled it. When they do, these special children become Special Olympians. The NBA supports Special Olympics. Why don't you? Please volunteer your time or money.
The preceding message has been furnished as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
Biggest lead of the ball game held by the Sixers right now, 34-26, in a game they need to win, trailing 1-0 and losing at home. Why the turnaround so far? And I emphasize so far, Bill.
Well, I think that the Sixers are more in control of the pace of the game. I don't think it's dominating control of it, but control of the pace of the game. And it ebbs and flows, but generally they have been able to do what they want to do. And as I said earlier, Maurice Cheeks gets him started in this, and he keeps it going for him. And even when he's out of the game, there's enough left over to keep it going when he goes out for a rest.
Philadelphia is protecting the ball so well, they're not turning it over. But what happened to the L.A. Trap?
Well, the L.A. Trap is more to bother the team and throw their rhythm off rather than to steal the ball.
Start of the second period, Nick Stockton and Bill Russell. Clint Richardson gets inside, and that's a team from Philadelphia. They are getting inside on the Lakers. 10-point lead. Bob McAdoo hits his second shot from outside. McAdoo had 14 points in the first game, along with 7 rebounds.
And they seem to get it back so quick every time.
Kareem up front with Bob McAdoo and Magic Johnson. Cooper and Nixon are in the backcourt, so Magic is playing a forward position. Cheeks goes Dawkins. Dawkins off the side of the board on the baseline pass. Philadelphia getting back on defense. They were worried about that transitional game when the game started to turn the other night. Nixon wild shot, and Caldwell Jones has it. You can't give up your aggressiveness just to worry about the Laker break.
That's for sure. You got to make them worry about you.
Caldwell Jones, by the way, already has 7 rebounds in the ball game. Vandam seeing a lot of action here. Throws the ball away. Turnover, L.A. ball. There's Mike, who averaged nearly 9 a game during the regular season. Lakers, best shooting team in the playoffs in playoff history. Tipped by Richardson. Still Laker ball, but that's what you got to do to knock them out of their rhythm, is to tip balls and such.
You put pressure on the passer and on the receiver. And once the guy picks the ball up, you've got to pick him up and make it difficult for him to pass. Try to make him turn his back, in fact.
That was Caldwell Jones with his second personal foul. The top scorer in the ball game is Darryl Dawkins with 9. Caldwell Jones has 8, and Kurt Rambis, of all people, leads the Lakers with 8 points. Philadelphia's bench shooting 7 of 8 for a total of 15 points. Coming off a screen of McAdoo, Norm Nixon can't do it. And here's Clint Richardson. He was disturbed that he didn't play more in the second half, and that's a good sign. Third year from Seattle. Dawkins down the middle, the trailer, and an offensive foul against Darryl, and that will be his second personal foul. And right into Magic Johnson.
Now there comes Dawkins. We can't. There's the foul right there.
So the two centers for Philadelphia each have 2 personal fouls. Dawkins and Caldwell Jones, and you don't want to get hit with that freight train. Bobby Jones back in the ball game. Caldwell Jones getting a rest right now. So it's Bobby Jones, Mike Bantam, and Dawkins up front. Cheeks and Flint Richardson. Toney spent a lot of time on the bench so far. He has scored only 2 points. No basket, says Earl Strom, and the foul before the shot. And the foul is on Dawkins, his 3rd personal foul. That'll put a lot of pressure. And now Caldwell Jones has to make a quick entry back in the ball game, something Billy C didn't want to do, I'm sure.
Those two guys are really banging each other, Kareem and Dawkins, and it's hard to tell what the referee's going to call.
Now, here's a question. How long do you keep Dawkins out of there, even though he has 3 fouls when you need his offense? Do you gamble putting him back in?
Well, Billy C would know better than anyone because he knows the personality of these players. And only a coach that's been around these guys a year or more will know who can play with the fouls and who can't.
McAdoo on a good feed inside. Magic Johnson, brilliant passer, can thread that needle from outside. 9:35 remaining in the first half. Sixer lead has been cut to 6, and 1 point was 12, and here's a turnover. Magic Johnson has McAdoo and Cooper with him. Trailing is Nixon. McAdoo's hot so far from outside. Cools off a bit. Bobby Jones. Clint Richardson getting out of the crowd harm's way as Magic comes into the play. Slowing it up. There you see Caldwell Jones and Kareem. Caldwell Jones has 2 persons. McAdoo on Bantam. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kareem blocks Bobby Jones' shot, and it comes down to Cooper, and here comes Nixon in a semi-fast break, and Magic Johnson off the rim by Bantam as Magic missed the layup inside with a lot of spin. Cheeks the other way. Try to pass it. Bobby Jones winds up, and a foul against L.A., and I guess Philadelphia will take that.
And you will never see better defense than these 2 teams are playing.
Inside, outside, you name it. Julius Erving will come back in. And a timeout. Nixon and Magic have only hit 2 of 9 between them. But don't forget, it's a game of skirmishes, as Pat Riley said, and the Lakers always get some.
America on the move. On the tire Michelin pioneered. The Radial. We are moving thousands of trucks and trailers. We are delivering produce and flowers and school children. We are taking people to work, to shop, to play. We are pushing, hauling, carrying, scraping. When America demands performance, we deliver. We are Michelin, and we put America on radials.
Y'all clear? Yeah, let's go.
I've pushed a lot of ships around this harbor. Some of them make you feel kind of small. But doing it right, that makes you feel kind of good. I haven't lost one yet, and I'm not planning to. But I guess the best feeling is when you finally get them on their own. That's when you realize how thirsty you are and just how good a cold beer's gonna taste.
That's it, guys. It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time to appreciate the difference between a good beer and a great beer. Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through.
Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, Miller's got the beer.
Next Saturday, this will be the scene of the showdown. The Derby and Preakness winners meet head-on at the Belmont Stakes next Saturday on CBS Sports.
And the third jewel of racing's Triple Crown will be the best jewel. The 114th running of Belmont Stakes next Saturday on CBS Sports, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. That last foul was on Bob McAdoo. Team fouls, Sixers 2 and the Lakers 1. William?
Now, the reason I was saying that the defense is so good, you have to remember that these are two of the best fast break teams in basketball. I think the only other team that comes close to these two would be Boston, and they're not here. So you got two of the best fast break teams in basketball, and they are being defended very well against the fast break, both teams, and that's what I was talking about. Because if you don't defend these two teams on the fast break, they can score points so quick you can't believe it.
Clint Richardson, this is the first free throw, and a bird's eye view of festivities. Andrew Toney, as you saw, back in the ball game. Toney has scored 2 points and hasn't even gotten the shooting eye. Now there's two by Julius Erving, who got the offensive rebound. Philadelphia's bench has been superb, but they're only 4 for 11 from the free throw line. 8:35 remaining in the first half. Sixers by 8, their biggest lead 10. Kareem with the sky hook, no good. Bobby Jones clears, and here comes the running game. Although it's usually Mo Cheeks who can make it start, and he's on the bench. So let's see what L.A. does with Cheeks on the bench. Because Riley said again, they're not the same team with Maurice Cheeks out of there. Toney has a shot blocked, and on the return break, Nixon. Cooper, and a foul as he tried to stuff it through, and it went all the way to the rafters here at the Spectrum.
Now here's that fast break that's so devastating, especially when Nixon has the ball. As Cooper trying to dunk over Bobby Jones. Didn't quite get it.
Bobby Jones foul, his first, and the third team foul on Philadelphia with 8:08 to go in the first half. Bobby Jones shaken up for a moment. No timeout has been called. Al Domenico, the trainer with Bobby, and he's going to have to come out of the ball game. Mike Bannum's going to come in. By the way, we talked about how much trouble Philadelphia's had at the line. LA is not really much better. They're 4 for 9 from the free throw line right now. McAdoo is out. Wilkes is in, and it looks like the hip of Bobby Jones.
I want to tell you, in a game like this, playing the kind of defense and the fast breaks that they're trying to run, it's very difficult to shoot free throws because the pace at a free throw is so entirely different.
It's interesting. You know, I mean, everything just stops.
Yeah, everything just stops. You're running up and down, back, defense, offense, and then all of a sudden you're standing around.
That's a good point. I didn't hear that theory before. 8 minutes to go in the first half, 38-30 Philadelphia. Dr. J has really not been a factor as of yet, even though he has 7 points. He had that big offensive rebound. Mike Bannum and Kareem blocked it. Clint Richardson covers it up and goes up with a big basket. One hustle by Clint Richardson. 3 for 3 for Richardson. Michael Cooper right back, but not this time. And Philadelphia can open up their biggest lead in the ball game if they can score here with 7.5 to go. They've matched their biggest margin of 10. Toney trying to get unwound here. Lakers hanging in. Don't forget, a 10-point lead is not much between these teams, as we've seen. The Doc. And a Wilkes foul. That's the second team foul on the Lakers, non-shooting. Jamaal Wilkes. Quietly, the deadly assassin, they call him. You don't know he's doing it to you, but he's killing it. Jones misses, and Magic Johnson looking down court. Finds Nixon to the left. Toney on Nixon. Jamaal coming out to meet him is Bannum, and Jamaal Wilkes with that familiar jump shot. Here comes Toney again running. Lakers are back on defense, and Andrew will pull up. Kareem, they go the other way, and now the pace is picked up, but a steal by Bannum, and he loses it. He lost it off the foot, out of bounds, Laker ball. He's a tremendous guy, Mike Bannum, but he's been struggling a little, particularly on offense. But the Sixers are going to need him for defense. They're going to need him off the board, Bill.
Because even if things aren't going well, he works hard, and that makes a difference.
Why is our copier smarter than theirs? Compare the Savin 883 on my left with the Xerox 4000 on my right. You'll find that only one has a microprocessor and an electronic brain that can transform an unclear original into a clear copy. Only one has a fully automatic document feed, and only one has an energy-saving automatic shutoff. On all these points, one copier outsmarts the other. The Savin.
just one place where you can go from high school to flight school. The Army.
All that you can be. Oh, yeah. Keep on reaching. Keep on growing.
Today's Army has more pilots than the largest airline.
All that you can be.
Not bad for a rookie.
We need you in the Army.
If you want to go on vacation... What now? And your car doesn't.
Confidence. We install it at Sears.
Sears Vacation and Travel Sale is on. Sears 48 battery is $39.99 with trade-in. Save $20. Heavy-duty RT shocks only $9.99. Warranted for as long as you own your car. Save 25% on SuperGuard 25 belted tires.
At Sears Vacation and Travel Sale, there are even more good deals. And with each one, we install confidence. You can count on Sears.
Coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger with an update on the Indianapolis 500 and the French Open tennis tournament, plus the Pepsi Challenge NBA Hot Shot competition. And in the coach's room, Frank Lieber is with Hubie Brown and Kevin Lockery to discuss what happened in the first half of this ball game. Now, keep in mind, we talk about the guards. They are struggling offensively. Norm Nixon is 1 for 5. In fact, Nixon and Magic 2 for 9 from the field. Andrew Toney and Maurice Cheeks are 2 for 11. The only guard that has had success scoring-wise and shooting has been Clint Richardson. He's 3 for 3 from the field. Philadelphia had the rebounding edge by 7 right now with 6:45 to go in the first half. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell in Philadelphia. Game 2 of the championship. And Magic just said, I'm going to take it in. 8-point lead for Philadelphia, their biggest lead 10. Clint Richardson guarded by Nixon, who's trying to play the pass more than Clint. Out to Toney. Loop it in to the Doc, who misses the shot. Julius Erving just missed it. Well-executed play, didn't get it back. Magic coming back, and the basket will count and a foul. So Magic Johnson has now scored 4 straight points with a chance for 5 as the foul is on Clint Richardson, number 2 on him.
Now here's Julius getting inside. This is how he got that dunk attempt. He's got a switch now. He's got Cooper in there, and he's maintaining his position. There's the shot. And he shot it before the ball got there. That's what happens sometimes.
Magic Johnson completes the 3-point play, so he's run off 5 in a row for his total of 7. Lakers trail by 5, but Maurice Cheeks is back in the ball game. Now we're looking at LA's trapping defense outside. Magic is on Cheeks. Jamal is on Julius Erving. Cooper is guarding Mike Bantam. Cheeks has a semi-screen from Caldwell Jones and hit. So the Sixers weren't burned that badly with Maurice Cheeks out of action, as the Lakers had expected. Under 6 minutes to play, first half. Bantam on Cooper. They go low now to Kareem. Caldwell Jones, good defensive player. And the foul is on Caldwell Jones, and that'll be the 15th foul on Philadelphia. They're in the penalty, and Kareem will shoot 2.
And his 3rd personal foul, which could create a problem. They're going to have to bring in Earl Curitan.
Earl Curitan, who played 1 minute in game number 1, but in previous games against the Lakers didn't play that badly, particularly in the game in Los Angeles earlier this year that went to 2 overtimes. Curitan will front Kareem. Normally that's how he plays, number 33.
You know, earlier we talked about how great Julius Erving was, but Kareem is wearing out the center position there.
Yes. 3 fouls on Dawkins, 3 on Caldwell Jones. Abdul-Jabbar brings the Lakers to within 6 points with 5:45 to go in the first half. Earl Curitan, 13 rebounds in 2 games against L.A. Let's see how he fares in this one. Julius blocked by Kareem, and it's still Philadelphia ball out of bounds with 10 seconds on the clock.
Speak of the devil. Here's Julius going, and he's got his man beat, and there comes the large person.
3rd in the league in block shots, already has 3 in this ball game, and a 20-second timeout has been called here as you look at the block shot story. Now Kareem has 3 block shots, so we'll give LA 3 there. Philadelphia has 4. The 20-second timeout against Philadelphia. They lead the league in block shots and steals. If anything, the question is, does Philadelphia have enough firepower on offense? And that's where they need people like Caldwell Jones and Cheeks.
Caldwell Jones is most effective when they run the 2-man game with Julius and Toney. And when the other teams double-team those 2 guys, Caldwell Jones gets that 15 to 17-foot shot over on the other side of the court, and that's when he makes most of his shots. That's when he's a good shooter. But he's not good from where he's sitting now.
10 seconds on the clock. Cheeks has a screen from Curran. It's Cheeks and Clint Richardson. Maurice Cheeks. This is the shot. Curran tries to tip it in. Battles. Or that's Mike Bantam. Sorry. He hasn't done enough lately for us to slight him. Mike Bantam with a great offensive play in the basket.
He made 3 efforts to get that ball because he didn't have it at first. He stayed right with it. And that's the essential for a good rebounder, is to be able to make second and third efforts.
Kareem inside. Could get an easy one here. He just got free. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Billy Cunningham said last 2 years ago, when Kareem touched the ball 70% of the time the Lakers scored in the first 3 games of their championship series. So when Kareem is involved in the offense, the Lakers, most of the time, will end up with the points.
Because he's such a great passer. Not only is he a great shooter, he's a great passer, too.
Double team on Doc. Open his Cheeks. Cheeks down the middle with a runner.
Oh, man!
The rebound and good position was Magic Johnson. And Mike Bantam forces a jump ball. Good hustle again by Bantam with Magic Johnson fighting for the ball.
That was a broken play. Now, here's how Bantam got in there for the offensive rebound earlier. See, that first effort, second effort, third effort, he ends up with the ball. And that's how the good offensive rebounders have to do. They have to work at it. It's not just a gift.
Philadelphia will control in the backcourt. Bantam, by the way, has 4 points and 3 rebounds in the game, so he has made a mighty contribution so far. 4 1/2 to play, first half, and we'll have a Los Angeles foul, their 3rd team foul, and it'll be non-shooting. And it's on Jamaal Wilkes' second.
Now, what has just happened is that the Sixers just fought off a Laker run at him.
That's important for Philadelphia. But don't forget, LA can come at you in waves. They're an awesome ball club, and they must be, with 9 straight wins in the playoffs this year. Cooper against the Doc. Wide open Earl Curran. Curran going in, blocked, swatted out of bounds by Kareem, and it's still Philadelphia ball. So Kareem now already has 4 blocked shots in the game. There you see him inside against Curran. Julius outside. Hit. First outside shot attempted by the Doctor, and Erving has 9 points on 4 for 6 shooting. We do not have any player double figures as of yet, as Nixon misses. And Curran comes down with it. Erving and Dawkins with 9. Cheeks tipped up. Bantam. The other way. And a foul. Look how fast the Lakers get back down after they give up the basket. They are tremendous that way.
And the Sixers got back on defense. And that's hustling on both teams. Now here's a rebound. Bantam makes it. Kareem, the long pass. And there's Magic. And there's 2 guys back, although they scored.
How did you get, when you played for Boston, they came back with the points. I never thought you were that quick to get the 2 back in a hurry.
Not as quick as these guys are, I don't think.
3:43 to go in the first half. The Sixers lead.
Ingenuity. Often it's a flash of insight that brings together totally different technologies. Fram, a Bendix company, used a textile technology to create the Fram Extra Life air filter. Ingenuity. It's using brain power to protect your horsepower. Bendix, the power of ingenuity.
If you had a favorite airplane, this one's going to take its place. United 767. United helped design this plane with wider seats along twin aisles. 88% of them are next to an aisle or next to a window, and overhead, 50% more room. The new generation jet, United's 767, this fall.
These days, it's excuses, excuses, excuses.
After we make it, it's out of our hands.
Hey, come on, I only sell it.
Hey, I can't fix it. Who sold you this anyway?
But not at a Curtis Mathis Home Entertainment Center. It's the only place our audio and video equipment is sold and serviced. And we back them up with our 4-year limited warranty. So we have to give you service, not excuses.
Curtis Mathis, the most expensive television in America, and worth it.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, the French Open. Men's pro tennis is in turmoil. This could be the turning point in rating the #1 player, as Yvonne Lendl will be making his bid for the top spot. The Kemper Open. Craig Statler is the defending champion and hot off his Masters victory. Now he's looking to make it 2 in a row. The Belmont Stakes, the showdown, as Derby winner Gato del Sol and Preakness winner Aloma's Ruler meet head-on in one of America's premier sporting events. Be a part of the action next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Be with us for the Belmont. Look at the bench scoring. Dawkins, 9 points. Richardson, 6 points and 3 rebounds. Bantam, 6 points and 5 rebounds. Between them, 21 points and 9 rebounds. And a big story, Andrew Toney has scored only 2 points. The man that the Sixers need for offense has scored only 2 on 1 for 8 shooting, yet the Sixers are up by 10.
That's because they've been playing great defense, and they've gotten some unusual production, especially out of Clint Richardson. I think that has been and Norm Nixon has not shot well so far. And he's very important that he shoots well to the Los Angeles offense.
And I'll tell you one thing, if history proves itself out, Norm Nixon should come out hot in the 3rd quarter. He's done that throughout the playoffs in dramatic fashion.
He'll be hot sooner or later, you know that.
Still don't have a player with 10 points in the ball game. 3:39 remaining in the first half. An 8-point Philadelphia lead. Philadelphia has out-rebounded L.A. off the offensive glass 12-5, and in points 17-7 that way. Erving outside, Cheeks and Richardson at the guards, and Mo Cheeks hitting out and hitting. Mo Cheeks with 8 points. He's averaged 3 points more in the playoffs than he did in the regular year at 14, and now once again a 10-point lead. That's the 4th time the Sixers have had a 10-point bulge in the game. Johnson goes to Kareem, and Earl Curitin commits the foul, and Abdul-Jabbar will go to the line to shoot 1 and the penalty. Earl Curitin was a junior eligible from the University of Detroit and a 3rd-round draft choice. He's in his 2nd year.
That's a young man that has his work cut out for him today.
And he's in there because Darryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones each have 3 personal fouls. When you consider that the centers are in foul trouble and Toney hasn't scored, and use of Curitin, Richardson, and Bantam, the Sixers, pretty fortunate here to be up by 9 points.
They're playing good basketball.
Kareem, by the way, you want to see something more amazing, has hit in double figures in 379 straight regular season games. He has 10, so that doesn't count. That's the regular season, but there's a story about him when he scores 20, which we'll tell you about. Equally as impressive, more so maybe. Cheeks in low to Bantam against McAdoo. Blocked shot by McAdoo, loose ball, and it's still Philadelphia possession. And they'll have a new clock, I believe. Kareem goes over to Darryl Garrison to protest it. Now Earl Strom goes over, and they may not have 24 seconds on the clock. Let's see.
The ball has to hit the basket in order to get a new 24.
The thing about Kareem that I'm really impressed with, he has scored 20 or more points, Bill, in 100 of the 105 playoff games he's played.
I'll take the responsibility.
Well, that's difficult for me to relate to that kind of scoring.
Well, you saw 20 once in a while. You blocked 20 shots. I had a lot of rebounds.
I saw a lot of 20s floating around the game, but getting 20 points myself.
Andrew Toney's coming back in with 15 now on the shot clock. So here's Andrew, who's 1 for 8 and only 2 points in the game. Richardson gets a hand as he goes out. Good game so far by Clint Richardson. 8-point Philadelphia lead, 2:45 remaining in the first half. Julius against double team Magic. Out to Cheeks with 4 seconds. 3-point attempt by Mo is short. Julius keeps it alive. Curitin, Erving. I mean, he's done so many of these things.
I don't know what it was, but it looked good.
Again, a 10-point lead. 2:20 to go in the half. Wilkes inside against Bantam. Kareem has the ball knocked away. Julius trying to save it and does to Bantam. Here comes a 2-on-2. Cheeks threading his way in. Basket counts to the foul. Big play, Philadelphia.
That's a save by Julius up in there. Passes it. Bantam to Cheeks. Take this move.
Stop and go by Maurice Cheeks and Julius Erving, who does it all. One of the class people in all of sports. And Maurice Cheeks takes the 3-point play. will check the foul and who it was on. It was on Nixon. Second on Nixon. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Kareem with an easy 2. Don't forget, Frank Lieber is in the coach's room with Hubie Brown, coach of the Knicks, and Kevin Lockery, coach of the Hawks at halftime. Cooper will be coming back in for the Lakers. 11-point lead for Philadelphia. Biggest lead was 13. 8 seconds on the shot clock. No question that Philadelphia's bench has kept them afloat here in the first half. Julius, no good, and coming down with it, Magic, with a minute and a half. McAdoo. Ball slapped by Erving. He got his hands on the ball, and you could hear it up to the last row. Offensive rebounding story as Michael Cooper re-enters the ball game. Philadelphia, and that's what they did in the first half of last Thursday's game, and this is the points, the second chance points they've capitalized on. Philadelphia's bench has really been the key to this first half.
What Philadelphia has done a little unusual for them, and the reason they have the lead, is that they've done a great job on the boards. Now, they are not a good rebounding team, and so that is not a part of their game. So if they're normally they'll be out-rebounded by most teams. But in this particular situation, they have done a great job on the boards. Now, the Lakers, on the other hand, are one of the great rebounding teams in the league. And so if a team is out rebounding them, that creates problems for them.
The last thing you said, Bill, before we went off the air Thursday night was, I said, what do you think about what's coming up Sunday? And you mentioned one name, Maurice Cheeks, because as you said, he's the bass drummer if they're a marching band. Maurice Cheeks has 10 points and 6 assists, and there is no question that Cheeks has to have a good game if Philadelphia is to win, and so far he's done well. And there you see him guarding Norm Nixon. Wilkes over Bantam. Rebound, the dot. He was hit by McAdoo. In the head, and that'll be the 15th foul on the Lakers, and Julius Erving will go to the line. Second on McAdoo, and Julius will go to the line and shoot with 1:14 to go in the first half. Brent Musburger at halftime. The update on the French Open and Indianapolis 500, the coach's room as well.
You know, when you think of Julius Erving, very rarely do you think of him as a great rebounder. But when he started in pro basketball in the old ABA, that was his job, to try to get 20 boards a game, 20 rebounds a game, and let the other guys shoot. And they found out that he could score too. And can he score?
He was the MVP last year, the first non-center to be the most valuable player since Oscar Robertson back in 1964. And so far, Julius has 11 points, make it 13, and 8 rebounds. 13-point lead, matches the biggest of the ball game, and Bantam hooked Wilkes. And Wilkes will shoot one in the penalty. Mike, his expression tells it.
And being the MVP in the league from the forward position is the single most difficult job in pro sports, I believe. Because to dominate from the forward position, you have to have just superb qualities as an athlete.
Here's Jamaal Wilkes. 8th straight year in the playoffs, had 10 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. A world championship in his rookie year at Golden State in '75 when he was also named Rookie of the Year. The Lakers have never lost when Wilkes has scored 30 or more points. They're 22-0. Right now in the game, he's going for a 7th, and he doesn't get it. Curran rebounds with under a minute to play in the first half.
And the Sixers have been able to maintain a lead with the Caldwell Jones and Darryl Dawkins both out. And so they're playing a good all-around game so far.
And Toney not scoring. They have 12 seconds on the shot clock. And they're going to call another illegal defense against the Lakers, and that should be their second, and a technical foul will be called here. And Pat Riley is off the bench to talk to Darryl Garrettson. There's Pat Riley, the 37-year-old coach who took over for Paul Westhead on November 19th and has done a terrific job with his team. And Julius will shoot the technical.
I would rather have left the building than to shoot a technical foul.
Billy Cunningham, who's going to be 39 next week, June the 3rd. Kangaroo Kid from the University of North Carolina. 39 seconds. And 16 on the shot clock. Julius gets it back to Toney. Quick passing. Curran, Cheeks in the corner. Bantam tries to keep it alive, and Earl Curran might have run into Michael Cooper, and that's what they're going to call the foul on. Curran, 3 on Earl, and L.A. is going to shoot him.
And all 3 of their centers now have 3 fouls.
Right. The Lakers score the first 5 points in the ball game, but Philadelphia has maintained the lead throughout, with the lead ranging from 4 to 10, and at most 14-13. 27 seconds to go in Cooper City. High scorers right now. Abdul-Jabbar has 12 to lead the Lakers. Magic Johnson 9 and Kurt Rambis 8. Julius Erving 13. Maurice Cheeks 11. Dawkins 9. Caldwell Jones 8. But Caldwell Jones and Dawkins have 3 fouls. 10-point lead, 26 seconds. And Lakers putting the pressure on as the Sixers can play it out now. Not really. There's a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 9 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Julius isolated against Wilkes. And Cheeks fires. No good. 1 second to go, and they don't get the shot off. And so Philadelphia 76ers desperately needing a win. Billy Cunningham knows as well as anyone. And the Sixers have a 10-point lead at halftime, trailing 1-0 in the best of 7 for the NBA World Championship. And we'll be back with Frank Lieber in a minute.
Here's two good friends tonight.
Haven't they been down there long enough?
I know how to get them up. Must say something more. What are you doing? Fishing. So tonight, let it be low and brown.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be low and brown.
Why were you guys down there so long?
Just waiting for a good breeze to come up.
Let it be low and brown.
You will find many things in the Arizona desert. What you will not find is mercy. This is where Ford tested the acceleration of Mustang GT against Camaro Z28. Mustang GT's 5-liter high-output engine and performance suspension blew Camaro right into the shadows in 7.3 seconds. And Mustang GT became the dominant species. From a place where few survive, the boss is back.
If her dad is so strong and her mom is so smart, if the girl knows that at the very start, then why even begin? Want to play, Dad? 'Cause kids always win when they play a game from Atari. And he played Atari today.
Playing Atari games is one of the few things that children almost always do better than grown-ups. Isn't that nice?
Have you played Atari today?
You're looking at the 2 best reasons I take good care of my brakes, and why I go to Midas on a regular basis. Midas inspects brakes the right way. I pull the wheel. If anything needs doing, I know it gets done right. Some people say I'm overly cautious, but I don't think so. I just feel better going to Midas.
Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
And welcome back to Philadelphia. We're in the coach's room right now with Hubie Brown and Kevin Lockery. A little deja vu. It's almost like Thursday night all over again, isn't it, Kevin?
It's exactly the same type game we had the other night in the first half. Philadelphia has gone to the power game. They've gotten the ball down in deep. They've gotten plenty of second shots, particularly Dr. J and Mike Banham. Billy Cunningham's made a big adjustment by bringing in Clint Richardson as the first guard substitution. He's done a fantastic job with him.
Now, Billy's in the same position he was at halftime on Thursday night. Obviously, he might be second-guessing himself a little bit, thinking what he did the other night. What do you expect him to do second half?
He has to be concerned because it's the same type game, and you know L.A. is going to make a run at you. I think he should stay with the lineup he's decided on. He's handled the trap very well by moving the guard into the corner, not only for the shot, but to handle the ball and make the second pass.
Hubie, the 76ers are doing a great job on the board. Second shot's a big factor again.
Well, see, without the trap, L.A. must play you honestly. And if Philadelphia stays in the power game and they get 10 out of 12 second shot baskets again, naturally it's going to be a long night for Los Angeles. Within their set offense, they're doing an outstanding job. They're 6 for 10 for quick scores. As soon as Philly scores, long pass, easy layup. And then in their set offense, they're 16 for 27. So they're having an outstanding execution game from the half court. The biggest problem is, without the trap, they must play honest.
What has happened to the scorers? Where's Toney? Where's Norm Nixon?
It's really surprising how the game's gone. Toney has 2 points, and Nixon hasn't scored well for L.A., and I think that's a pretty good tribute to game planning by the coaches. They decided who they have to stop. They've made that adjustment, and they've done a good job stopping the big scores on both teams.
However, knowing the Lakers, you can figure the L.A. Track Club will come to life sometime in the second half, so the 76ers better beware. That's the story from the coaches' room at halftime. Right now, let's go to Brent Musburger at CBS Sports Control in New York. All right, Frank, thank you. Now, let's update you on the Indianapolis 500 right now. They are 218 miles into the race, and as you can see, Rick Mears, he was on the pole. He is in the lead right now. A.J. Foyt had taken the lead, but he has fallen back. Tom Sneva is running second. Gordon Johncock is third right now. Already, there are a dozen cars out of the race, including Kevin Cogan, who started in the first row, and Mario Andretti, who was in the second row. Now, Cogan and Andretti went out of the race in an accident that occurred on the pace lap. They never even got started. Cogan on the pole sitter, Mears, moved up too slowly. Cogan bumped A.J.'s wheel. Then he bounced back into Andretti, who was in the second row. There you see their cars after the collision. Now, Dale Whittington and Roger Mears, in an unrelated accident further back, were forced out of the race also. Now, you will see Cogan leaving the car, and fortunately, there were no injuries, but Cogan and Andretti exchanged hostile words over there. Andretti is blaming the young Cogan. We'll have those details a little bit later. Meanwhile, a big upset at the French Open tennis tournament today. One of the favorites for the title, the second seed, Yvonne Lindell, was eliminated in 5 sets by 17-year-old Mats Wilander of Sweden. Vitas Gerulaitis beat Mel Purcell in his round of 16 match today. He now plays Wilander in the quarterfinals. In the women's play, 18-year-old Zina Garrison of Houston upset 7th-seeded Mima Yasovets, and she will move into the quarterfinals. Garrison will face Martina Navratilova, who went 3 sets before ousting 15-year-old Kathy Rinaldi. And Tracy Austin was also an easy winner. Now, after basketball, we are going to go live to Dublin, Ohio, and the final round of the Jack Nicklaus Memorial Golf Tournament. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. When we began the day, Roger Maltby was up there, but as you can see now, he has slipped 2 strokes behind Gil Morgan. They are 3 holes into the final round. Arnold Palmer started off so well in this tournament. He put together 4 consecutive birdies, but he's been struggling today, and now Arnold is +7 for the tournament. And, of course, we will have the final round of the Memorial coming up right after this NBA World Championship game between Philadelphia and Los Angeles, and we will return after these messages from your local stations.
This is CBS.
Oh, welcome to Foot Locker. Can I help you?
I need shoes.
Tennis, basketball?
Running.
Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Saucony.
What do you recommend?
Well, are you into jogging? Long distance? Sprinting? What do you usually run on? Asphalt, grass, gravel? And how much do you run a week? 10K, 20, 30?
You need to know all this just to sell me running shoes?
Well, I do if you want me to recommend one.
Foot Locker, America's most complete athletic footwear store.
We're lost! Look, I salvaged this caviar. We got these T-bones, we can light a little fire. You're never going to find us. And I got a case of Strohs. Strohs, still cold. We got Strohs? Would I let you down? Hey! Look, hey! Don't pay any attention to them. Maybe they'll go away.
From one beer lover to another Strohs.
Only Atari makes the world's most popular home video games. The only Space Invaders. The only Asteroids. The only Pac-Man. The only Missile Command. And soon, the only Defender. And the only way you can play any of them is on a home video system made by Atari.
Brown and Laker coach Pat Riley. Hubie?
Pat, it's not the set offense. You're 22 out of 37 when you get in a half-court game, but it's definitely the defensive boards. They've scored 10 out of 12 times against you. Is there anything that you can do once again?
Well, Hubie, it's like an instant replay of the other night. I think, you know, their energy level was so high again today. They're really attacking, you know, the board. We're trying to block them out, but they're going over the top and they're getting the ball. We're going to have to try to correct that by being more aggressive ourselves at going after it. So I think it's something that can be alleviated and something we will work on.
What about the fact that you've only been in the trap 4 times? They're 2 for 4. You have 2 zone warnings, a technical foul. Does that Buffalo Pat Riley out of going into it in the second half?
Well, it's not going to us. We didn't use it that much. I think everybody's been reading the newspapers and things like that. We play a very aggressive trapping defense, and we're going to continue to do that.
All right, now back to you, Kevin.
Billy, you've handled their trap extremely well in the first half. You made some real fine adjustments. I think you got the guard in the corner to get the shot or make the next pass.
Right. We're looking to run him off the baseline. If he has something, Kevin, that we can look to attack. Otherwise, if we don't have that, we're looking to bring it back because then they're looking to match up, and we're showing good patience that way. But we have to come out and be very aggressive defensively, make sure we're doing the job on the boards that we did in the first half, because if we have any let up in that area, then they're going to get out and they're going to be hurting us.
Billy, you got a great lift off Dawkins and Richardson and Bantam from the bench. They scored 21 points, particularly Richardson. You went to him as a third guard today. How come you went to Richardson instead of Hollins?
Well, I have been with that rotation since Lionel has been hurt. You know, Lionel is ready if we need him, he'll come in and contribute. And I thought Clint, as you said, really contributed on the boards as well as defensively.
Okay, now to Dick Stockton.
All right, Kevin, we've heard from the coaches, we've heard from our guest coaches, and we'll be hearing from Bill Russell with his final comments before the second half and a look at the statistics with Philadelphia leading the Lakers by 10. So a game that's similar to last Thursday's night, at least as far as the first half is concerned. Now, Bill Russell, L.A. came out in the third period, scored 41 points, 37 by Nixon, Wilkes, and Kareem. We heard Pat Riley say we're going to be more aggressive off the boards. How do you look at this period to prevent the same thing from happening if you're Philadelphia or if you're L.A. making it happen?
Well, first of all, I think the Sixers are better prepared today for a 48-minute game. They played the first half and the last quarter, and they didn't come out so well. But what they should do, I think, is spread out their offense and make the Lakers play the half-court defense for at least 16 to 20 seconds of that time, because the Lakers are an aggressive bunch, and if you make them play defense for 18 to 20 seconds, they don't make that transition so quick. Now, if they play defense for 8, 10, 12 seconds, they get their ball, they're gone. And so what Billy might want to do is take his time to open the third quarter and make them play some defense out on the floor and spread them out so that trap is not a factor.
All right, let's take a look at the halftime statistics right now. And while Philadelphia hasn't shot all that well at 48%, they have 14 more shots attempted than the Lakers, thanks to that offensive rebounding edge. And there you see it translated overall at 31-19. The turnovers are even. The steals have an edge with Los Angeles. But the offensive rebounding story has been key, and also the bench. You look at Kareem with 11, Magic Johnson with 9, and Rambis with 8. Only 7 players have been in the championship for the Lakers in a game and a half. And all 7, of course, have scored in this game. Philadelphia, they have gone to their bench a lot more, but Philadelphia improved their lead by 6 when Richardson came in, and by 11 with Mike Bantam playing. So, with that backdrop, we're underway. Third period, Dick Stockton and Bill Russell at the Spectrum. And for the second time in the playoffs, the Lakers are trailing at halftime. The other time was, of course, Thursday night in Game 1. Toney going to the hoop, double team, puts it up, no basket, offensive foul against Andrew.
But I see that they took their time offensively. And I think that's an indication of what Billy C wants to do. Although on the first play, there's no chance for a fast break.
Wilkes, keep in mind, Wilkes scored 16 of his 24 points in the third period Thursday night. Battle of skirmishes, says Pat Riley. There is that give-and-go play and baseline all the way. Magic on a pass from Kareem. Lakers are a confident ball club. They swept Phoenix, swept San Antonio. Julius misses in the rebound. Magic Johnson with a fine outlet pass to Norm Nixon. Nixon, Rambis going in, and they'll let him go in. No foul there. Rambis with 10.
And the Sixers shot that ball much too quick.
20-second timeout. Let's look at the play. Here's the previous play.
Into Kareem. Beautiful pass. And here's the last fast break, because when the Lakers get the ball on a break after 4 or 5 seconds, there's no way you can get back on defense.
Norm Nixon has averaged 10 points a game in the third period in the playoffs. Kurt Rambis with 10 points now. There you see Nix. He had 24, Wilkes had 24. In game number 1, Kareem 23, and they did it in the third period primarily. Minute gone by. Andrew Toney trying to get unleashed, hits the shot. So Philadelphia may try to counter by going to Andrew Toney. He's 2 for 9 from the field and has 4 points in the ball game. L.A. set up. Kareem is at a high post. Caldwell Jones playing with 3 personal fouls. Dawkins, his substitute, also has 3. Caldwell Jones got a hand on it and kept it. And here comes Philadelphia. Set up offense for the Sixers here. Into Julius. Julius finds the open man, Toney, down the lane to Caldwell Jones. Blocked. I think Kareem got a hand on it. In any event, the Lakers on the turnover. Coming back, loop it into Wilkes. And L.A.'s coming back. 59-53.
And I'll repeat that both these teams' offense is fed by the defense because they're both essentially fast break teams. Now, what Philadelphia wants to do now is slow the pace down and make the Lakers work into that pace and not let them just get off and running.
Inside to Bobby Jones. He gets the hoop. There's the CBS Sports president, Neil Pilson, and his son, Mickey, to your right. Neil enjoying the game from a great seat. Right behind us, I think. Yes. When they say Big Brother is watching, they're absolutely right. Foul here. And personal foul is on Andrew Toney, his 3rd, and Kareem will go to the line. What made L.A. turn it over on Thursday was the fact that the Lakers all of a sudden asserted themselves on the defensive board. No more second shots for Philly, and the Sixers then were committing the turnovers, not the other way around.
And they were not aggressive defensively. That's what they have to do. They have to hold them off defensively.
So the Lakers have improved in all those categories in the playoffs. They've won 9 straight, a one-season record. The Minneapolis Lakers in 1950 had won 8 in a row, and 9 straight ties a record for most consecutive victories. The 1949 Minneapolis Lakers won their last game of the series, then their first 8 the next year. So a lot of streaks on the line. And keep in mind when you look at shooting that all 7 Laker regulars have been shooting above 50% in the playoffs. Lakers are shooting 43%. Free throw shooting has not been impressive on either side as Kareem hits 1 of 2, and with 9:35 remaining in the third period, Sixers lead has been cut to 7. At one point it was 13. At halftime it was 10. Cheeks. Andrew Toney inside to Jones. Caldwell Jones. Hits the shot. Didn't look like he was ready for that pass.
When they double team, that's the shot he makes.
Caldwell Jones now has 10 points in the ball game. Kareem with a sky hook. 15 for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's averaged over 22 in the playoffs. And during the year, Kareem was the 6th leading scorer at nearly 24. 3 minutes gone by. Third period. And they'll call a foul inside on Magic Johnson, and that'll be the first team foul on the Lakers. 1-1 right now in team foul.
That's a 2-man game they use with Julius Erving and Andrew Toney. The idea is to get Julius inside on a mismatch or Toney outside. And that way, the defense has to double team them. And that's when Caldwell Jones and Bobby Jones are most effective.
Billy Cunningham, 11 years a player, his number, the 32, retired here in the rafters of the Spectrum. Andrew Toney going for 2 points here. So Toney has hit 2 baskets. Keep in mind, he's playing with 3 personals, as is Caldwell Jones with 3 personal fouls.
Of all the guys out there, the 3 personal fouls would bother Andrew Toney less than any of them, I think. The only guy who would bother less would be Kareem.
Nixon misses. Erving on the break. Toney's ahead of the field. See what Julius does with him. Back pass to Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones with a couple of big buckets inside. Pat Riley looking at the numbers. He said this is an instant replay, he told his team, coming into this championship. In 1980, he said, we won in 6. Why not do it again? 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the third. 11-point Philadelphia lead. Basket good and a foul. Now keep in mind, even though Philadelphia has maintained the lead, they had a 15-point bulge with just under 6 minutes remaining in that third period. So we cannot draw any conclusions yet on the Lakers. Meanwhile, Caldwell Jones has 4 personal fouls, and that's a big story.
Now, what he has to do, Caldwell Jones, if he's going to defend Kareem, he has to work it before he gets the ball. And when he gets in there for that shot, he can't foul him on those kind of shots because most time, well, you get in foul trouble, and plus, he'll score on it most time anyway.
9-point lead for Philadelphia. Julius going down the middle. Look at that. Look at that. Sinew, the balance, the strength. He has so much confidence. He told you, you know, he thinks about it. Didn't always early in his career. Now he thinks about what he wants to do, right? 6 for 10 from the field. 11-point lead for Philadelphia. 7:35 remaining in the third. Kareem has 5 points in this third period. Tipped up by Randerson, missed. Sixers would like Kareem to take that shot more than the sky hook. The doctor. Julius Erving, a brilliant performer. You want to talk about ballet, power, finesse? The man's got it all. Timeout. Julius Erving can light up a crowd as Philadelphia has matched their biggest lead of 13 after the Lakers had made a run to 6. The Doc 17 points and 10 rebounds. And if anyone can keep the Lakers at bay, Julius can as Dawkins checks in.
Now the Sixers have to be very careful now.
Not to get away from it.
Because they fought off another LA surge. But you know there's another one coming.
At least one.
And if you relax at all, it'll be on you and over you before you know it.
Sixers have to make sure they don't get too emotional here. And they play within themselves. Los Angeles, though, are an explosive team. Billy Cunningham will tell you, an obviously great basketball team. McAdoo in the ball game with 5 seconds, offensive foul against Los Angeles. On McAdoo, 3 on him. Team fouls, Lakers 1, Sixers 2, with just under 7 minutes to play in the third period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell with all the excitement here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia on CBS Sports. Julius dumps it off, wide open, Dawkins. Not that
good
time.
shot. It didn't go, but it was a good shot.
Here comes Norm Nixon, the Roadrunner, and they call a foul on Cheeks, and Billy Cunningham off the bench as Cheeks was called for the foul, and Cunningham, after the first complaint, backed off.
You see, the reason that was a good shot was they have to double-team Julius, and what he has to do is make them come in, and Darryl Dawkins or any of those guys in the front line will make 6 or 8 out of 10 of those shots. And so if when it's open, you got to take it. It's a good shot. Because now the Lakers have to be aware that the guys on the weak side is open.
Second on Cheeks. Out of bounds Wilkes. And I'll tell you something, you know, the way this game is, and you know, Philadelphia is up by 13, it's almost like you're waiting for the inevitable. Not necessarily the Laker win, but the Laker coming back. That's how good they are. The other shoe to drop, so to speak.
Well, you know it's coming. And the Sixers team so far seem to have been up to it so far to fight it off.
6:21, 3-second against Philadelphia. 3-second violation gives it back to Los Angeles. They're approaching the point that we hit in game number 1 when LA really made their 40-9 run. Wilkes inside, basket good and a foul. So Jamaal Wilkes now has 10 points in the ball game. And the personal foul on Philadelphia, Darryl Dawkins, he has 4. So Caldwell Jones and Dawkins, each with 4 fouls. And Caldwell Jones on the bench right now.
As players mature, one of the things they learn to do is when it is not prudent to try to block a shot. In other words, if a guy's got you beat and the best you're going to come out with is a foul, you have to back off. Because your presence is more important than that particular basket.
6 minutes to go in the third. Toney, baseline against Magic, reverse layup. Toney has 6 of his 8 points in this period. And he's starting to hit now. He's 3 for 3 in this 12-minute stanza. Jamaal Wilkes, watched by Jones. Good baseline move on Bobby Jones. Jones the rebound. The Doc. The foul is on Nixon. Watch Andrew Toney on the baseline against Magic Johnson, Bill.
Well, you can't let a guy like Toney go baseline because there are 3 passes he can shoot here, he can give it a fake, and then go on the weak side. So that he's got 3 chances to shoot. If you make him go in the middle, he's got a good chance of getting help.
Second team foul on the Lakers. Sixers have 4. Toney again. He had 20 points in game 1, but he really didn't have a good scoring night because most of those points were late points and 2 for 2 from the 3-point range. They have now the biggest lead in the ball game, the Sixers, 14 with 5:18 to go in the third. McAdoo. Lakers know they've got to make hay in this period. No basket, and they're going to call a foul. It is on Philadelphia. Pat Riley trying to find the combination. If it's on Toney, it's 4. No, it isn't.
I think it's on Dawkins.
Well, it is, and it's 5. 5 on Dawkins. And now they're going to bring in Earl Puritan again, who didn't play all that badly for a second-year player.
Yeah, they did quite well, but he already has 3 fouls to start also. Dawkins playing deep. He and Kareem are getting to know each other. There they go over on the other side.
Dawkins has scored 9 points in the game, but he has 5 personal fouls. And now Billy Cunningham feels as Cooper comes in for Nixon that it's too early to bring Caldwell Jones back, who is playing with 4 fouls himself. And so that's why Curran is a key man right now.
Now, see what this takes away from the Sixers is that 15-foot jump shot that Dawkins and Caldwell Jones are both capable of making when Julius and Toney make the penetration.
Kareem, 6 for 10, and finally makes 2 free throws. He has 19 points in the ball game. Winding down to 5 minutes to go in the third period. L.A. made Philadelphia shoot from far out the last time. The Sixers are more patient with 10 seconds. Maurice shoots this outside.
And so far today, he's been the man for him.
As you predicted, or at least said he would have to be the key at the end of game 1. Maurice has 13 points.
It's not so much a number as how he's got him is important also.
McAdoo with a screen from Kareem. Misses. Kareem, though, has the ball, and Toney almost knocked it away. Wide open Wilkes. Dead-eye from that range. Julius, 2-on-1. Toney and Erving. And it's Toney back to the dunk. And the foul is on McAdoo, and Julius going up, helped up now. Saw that shot go all the way up, and now Billy is claiming for an intentional foul. I don't know what he's complaining about.
See, Toney makes him commit defensively, and there comes McAdoo right there.
What was Billy's argument for the moment?
I'm not sure. I couldn't read his lips. Thank heaven.
Well, Philadelphia has weathered a couple of storms here. Their lead was cut to 6, but it's up to 14, which matches their biggest, and 4:26 showing on the clock. Third period. Now, here's a guy that got out of coaching. He's a broadcaster. He can't stay away from it. I mean, you know.
And that's what he just told me. Say, go sit down.
Go sit down. I know you were checking to find out. You were checking to find out what Cunningham's beef was. What was it?
Well, they were discussing conversations that players were having out there, and Cunningham thought that they were speaking rather harshly to each other.
Harshly, okay. You know, you talked about the guards, Cheeks and Toney. They were 5 for 20 in the first half. They haven't missed a shot from the field, 5 for 5 in the second. So Philadelphia's guards, as you said so many times, so important.
Now, they're playing very well, as it's very obvious. But the Sixers always, with this team, but with the good teams, Sixers have a tendency to go into areas where they're flat, and they don't play well. And they have to be careful of a prolonged flat spot because the Lakers, the way they play, if you give them 3 minutes, they'll catch and pass you.
Philadelphia 7 of 16 from the free throw line as Julius makes 1 of 2. And the biggest lead of the ball game now, 15 points. Philadelphia trapping L.A. Kareem underneath. Goaltending, or at least the basket will count as Julius wrapped it against the offensive board.
And that's the danger of a trap, is that you get... Yes, they get 2 easy shots. And both these teams know how to attack the zone press is what it is, basically.
4:10 to go. Now, what Philadelphia is keeping Bobby Jones and Curran way out. They want to show zone on L.A.'s part. That's the purpose of that. Cheeks gets the bucket. They want to show Los Angeles or keep men guarding those 2 players out of the flow. And a foul on Philadelphia. It'll be their 15th foul and a penalty situation, and Magic will go to the line, and the foul is on Mo Cheeks' third. So when we see people like Bobby Jones and Curitin way out of the flow, they're forcing L.A. to keep a man on there. Kareem is going out now. He has scored 21 points in the ball game. Now Kareem going on the bench? What are the Lakers trying to do now as McAdoo moves into the center spot?
Well, what they want to do is get quickness on the floor, and that way they spread it. When the Sixers have spread their defense out, they can react much quicker with this group. Now McAdoo is, as people may have forgotten, the great defensive player also. And so what they're going for is a floor speed and quickness to spread it. When the Sixers spread out the defense, they can react to it much better.
Under 4 minutes to play in the third period. Andrew Toney. Curitin gets the offensive board, and no basket that time. And Michael Cooper shuffles it out to Nixon, who can't hold on to it. By the way, Kareem, with 21 points, now has gone over 20, 18 consecutive games, and that means in 101 out of 106 playoff games, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has scored 20 or more points. 3:35 remaining, third period. 13-point lead. Trap and a steal by Nixon. Toney made a bad pass out to Bobby Jones. Nixon was alert. He goes up, and the follow-up is good by Magic. 15 for Magic, and the lead cut to 11 was once 15, and Billy C. not taking any chances.
Yeah, that's a very good strategic timeout, because there are several different ways you can break up the rhythm. When the guys get a start a roll, or you suspect there's a roll going. And the timeout is one of the effective uses.
All right, coming up next is our rebound feature with NBA great George Gervin, the Iceman of the San Antonio Spurs. Let's take a look at our rebound feature right here.
Old Spice presents Rebound, brought to you by new Old Spice antiperspirant and original Old Spice deodorant. They both work overtime.
George Gervin was a spindly 6'8" forward from Eastern Michigan University and a stellar performer in 5 ABA seasons with the Virginia Squires and San Antonio Spurs. When the Spurs gained admittance to the NBA in 1976, George became a full-time guard. At 6'8", he was quick enough to get the jump on bigger defenders while easily shooting over smaller guards. In 5 NBA seasons so far, George has been the league's leading scorer 3 times. In 1978, the Iceman chilled New Orleans with an NBA record 33 points in a single quarter. He passes with the same cool assurance as he shoots. And the very sight of George Gervin sliding and spinning to the hoop can freeze the heart of a defense.
To 69, and this is a Los Angeles Laker run right now with 3:18 to go in the third, and they have taken the pace away. They are now running like the Greyhounds and Whippets they are.
Now, that's that lineup, the same lineup that turned the game around Thursday night. Now, what the Sixers are going to have to do,
and it's a trap too,
is make them have to work for it.
Here at the baseline. Julius, the offensive board, hard off the glass, and out come the Lakers with Cooper the rebound. 3 minutes to go, third period. 15-point lead has been cut to 11. Cooper missed. Bobby Jones to Cheeks. Curitin is ahead of Cheeks. And Mo takes it all the way, and it goes for Mo Cheeks. Going by is Nixon. This is a lightning-fast team, maybe the best fast break team of all time. I'm talking about the Lakers. In the Magic Johnson. They find men open, and they're playing like a team possessed right now. Philadelphia has to be equal to this spurt coming up right now. They're trying to break the trap. Jones was knocked down, no foul call. 2:22 to go. Bobby Jones. This is outside. McAdoo knocks it into the hands of Wilkes, and the Lakers are on the move. Magic lost balance, but he got it to Michael Cooper. And a 3-second violation against L.A.
Now, so far in this run, the Sixers are up to the challenge. Now, here's Maury Cheeks. He breaks that fast break. He makes them. They were hesitant. And so what he did is never gave a chance to set up. See, they didn't challenge the ball. You've got to stop that ball.
And what about Cheeks on defense? He has held Norm Nixon to 1 for 9 shooting. Mo has 17 points and 8 assists in the ballgame. Less than 2 minutes to go, third period. Trying to beat the trap. And they really have almost the same lineup Philadelphia has as they did last time. Curitin tries to keep it going, and Bobby Jones comes up with it. And a new clock for Philadelphia. The trapping defense and a steal by Jamaal Wilkes. And a 4-on-2 break. Lakers, Cooper, he's got it. Boy, are they tough on the steal. That's what they did on Thursday. Forced turnover.
Now, he was not careful with that pass. When it's obvious where the pass is going to go to, you have to be more careful with it.
They don't have an outstanding ball-handling club out there, Philadelphia. And Banham and Puritan. Toney runs Magic into a screen, falls down, and a foul called against the Lakers, their 4th team foul.
Now here comes, there's a foul on Michael Cooper.
First foul on Michael and a non-shooting foul. And Kareem is coming back in. He's the big guy. The little guy coming in for Philadelphia is Clint Richardson, who had a fine first half, scored 6 points. But more than that, Philadelphia upped their lead when he was in there. And he was one of the leading offensive rebounders in the series against Milwaukee and also Boston. Toney, Puritan. I think Puritan thought that pass was to him, but Richardson was there for the layup. 11-point lead, 1 minute to go, third period. So they are in the process maybe of fighting off another surge. Let's see. Puritan on the jump switch out to Nixon. McAdoo pops right to the key. Tipped up and in by Wilkes.
He's doing the same thing he did Thursday night.
Got 7 this period. They trap Toney again. Clint Richardson knocked away by Cooper and a steal. Cooper knocks it away to Wilkes. 37 seconds to go. Jamaal to McAdoo, and he lost it. Adams gives it to Richardson and said, you take it, and Toney said, no, I'll take it. 9-point lead, Philadelphia. They want everyone over to the one side now. Puritan and Richardson. They isolate Toney on Cooper, and Andrew hits. 12 points for Toney, 10 this period. And a foul on Andrew Toney, and that'll be his 4th. And shooting situation, going to the line, will be Michael Cooper for 1 and a penalty.
I think that play that Cooper just made was to try to get the foul. Not so much he's going to the basket, but he wanted to make Toney reach.
Do you think the Lakers' spurt has been weathered yet?
Not yet. Because they can keep it up for a while. Longer than most teams.
Maurice Cheese back in the game. Bill made an interesting comment. Philadelphia more equipped to play the full 48 than they were the other night. In fact, Bobby Jones said, I've been that tired in a game before, but usually in the 4th quarter, not the 3rd. Cooper and Puritan. The Philadelphia bench has contributed in this game unquestionably. Banham down the middle to Clint Richardson. Puritan tries to keep it alive and does. And that'll do it in the 3rd period. The basket counts. Philadelphia came out of it all right, but L.A. still's got the guns, and the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Light Beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. Converse athletic shoes. And by the Ford Motor Company, where quality is more than priority, quality is job 1.
Right now, we want to take a moment to say hello to a good friend of all of ours, Jerry Robbins of CBS Sports, who's been hospitalized. Jerry's a great sports fan. He's watching the game, and all of us, Jerry, send our best wishes to you and hope for a rapid recovery. And hoping you're enjoying the game, well, of our audience on CBS Sports, as Philadelphia leading by 12 with 12 minutes to go.
Dick, this is going to be grind time. Now, what the Sixers have to do is try to avoid that long flat spot. Avoid that long flat spot and grind out the rest of the game for 12 minutes.
They said Nixon and Cheeks were the 2 most important people on the court. And there you see that Cheeks has the edge here, as Nixon did on Thursday. Puritan knocking the ball away out of bounds, still L.A. ball, and they have 9 seconds on the shot clock. So
now, every time that Kareem gets near the ball now, he's going to draw a crowd.
McAdoo going to the hoop. Bob McAdoo with the Buffalo Braves and 4 other clubs before he came to Los Angeles. rebounding story. Philadelphia leading by 11. Flint Richardson with Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Earl Curran, and Mike Banham. Philadelphia going with Andrew Toney on the bench with 4 fouls. Caldwell Jones with 5. Flint Richardson hits, and he has 10. So the Philadelphia bench still waves the banner for the Sixers.
And Billy Cunningham said, no. Good shot.
Flint is 5 for 6 from the field. Cooper loses it out of bounds. Now remember, Philadelphia, the Lakers outscored Philadelphia 41 points Thursday night, 41-28. The third period scoring this time was only 31-29, Los Angeles. Or Philadelphia, 31-29 Philadelphia. Bobby Jones into Curran. Foul. Curran draws the foul. And here comes Magic back in the ball game for the Lakers. Johnson so far in the ball game has 17 points, but his usual all-round game of 6 rebounds and 5 assists. He is the first player since Oscar Robertson and Wilt Chamberlain to have 700 rebounds and 700 assists in the same year. Marvelous and remarkable statistic for Magic. Meanwhile, Curran hit the first.
And the 76er bench is giving Billy Cunningham more than he could ever hope to expect.
Right now, that's the story of the ball game. The bench of Philadelphia, 92-78. Less than a minute and a half gone by, 4th period. Bob McAdoo, he's in there and was acquired for scoring off the bench from the forward position. And Pat Riley wants to see the streak go on as L.A. traps on the bench. And we'll have an L.A. foul inside. It'll be their second team foul on Los Angeles.
Bob McAdoo kicked the pass, and they got called a violation, so they get another 24 seconds.
No foul then, just a violation, a new clock.
And the Sixers have done what they've had to do in the second half. They slowed the game down tremendously and make the Lakers play that spread out defense.
As you pointed out, they would have to do. Curran, ball stripped away, and they say L.A. ball. The crowd on their feet, as you might expect, and a pass over Magic's head, and so L.A. may be a little impatient right now.
They can't get that running game going, and this is what I mean by slowing it down. You have to test their patience.
Julius is back in the game. The turnover story as you see it. 2 minutes gone by. Crowd at a fever pitch right now. They want to see their Sixers, even this series. Game 3 will be Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time from the Forum in Inglewood. Hope you join us then. Open man Curran. Earl Curran has 6 points and 8 rebounds. Nixon comes back. He has been awfully quiet. He only has 4 points on 2 for 10 shooting. Credit Cheeks for a lot of that. Richardson, now you watch Magic. He's not playing Richardson head up. He's just playing the pass. They are trapping all over the floor. But Philadelphia is doing it with this lineup. It's amazing how they're doing it. Richardson throws up a bank shot, and it's L.A. ball. And now we're going to have a timeout. Slowly, I think Billy Cunningham, as he feels this 4th period, he brought Julius back. You'll see Toney come back and Caldwell Jones back for the last run.
That's probably where he's going to try to finish it.
There's only one place for live sports. That's CBS Sports. And following our game, the Memorial Tournament from Jack Nicklaus's Golf Club. And last report, Gil Morgan had a lead in a fight down to the wire. You'll see it following this game, 3:30 Eastern on CBS. Philadelphia's bench has done an extraordinary job. Dawkins, who hasn't played much in this period, 9 points. Banham 6, Richardson 10, Curran 6, and they have 16 rebounds amongst them. Nixon went over 30 minutes without a bucket. Caldwell Jones playing now in the ball game. And the foul is called against Cheeks, his 4th. Caldwell Jones is playing with 4, and Dawkins on the bench with 5. Team fouls right now are 1-1 here with 8:57 remaining in the 4th. Kareem will shoot. Abdul-Jabbar, Second all-time scorer behind Wilt Chamberlain. Went over 28,000 points the final week of the season and had a spectacular campaign down the stretch. 12-time All-Star. He was in the starting lineup this year for the 4th straight year. And he's the leading scorer now with 23 points in the ballgame. 10-point lead for Philadelphia. Clock nowhere near a factor yet. Double team and trap, still Philadelphia ball.
They're not handling the trap as well as they possibly could.
Julius. Now Nixon comes over to trap. Almost a steal. Wide open Bantam. Mike Bantam. He hit. I guess the bench can do no wrong today for Philadelphia. 12-point lead, 8.5 remaining. Wide open McAdoo storming in. Blocked by Julius. And Cheeks with Nixon. Foul on Nixon. And that's what Mo wanted on that one.
You know, many times I've said that Maurice Cheeks has to be aggressive. And this is what I mean. He's taking, now here's a block. I think Julius gets it, I believe.
Yeah,
Julius blocks it. Caldwell knocks it loose now. Now here is where Cheeks doesn't give it up. Which is guard me, is what he's saying. And that's what I mean by being aggressive.
Classic matchup. Nixon and Cheeks, they wear the same number, and Mo hits the free throw. Cheeks with 18 points in the game. He and Erving each with 18 to lead Philadelphia. Maurice, the only player other than Oscar Robertson to be named most valuable player in the Missouri Valley Conference 3 straight years. He played at West Texas State. 14-point lead. Biggest lead in the ball game was 15. The bench story, as you saw, 33 to 17 in points, but that doesn't tell the rebounding story, which has been immense for the Sixers. Swinging around, Magic guarded by Cheeks on a mismatch. McAdoo with Bantam on him, and McAdoo trying to tip it in. Magic misses, and the rebound by Caldwell Jones. Under 8 minutes to play. Philadelphia trying to weather a lot of storms, and they have to weather another one. Magic, Johnson to Cooper, and the Lakers down trail by 12. Biggest lead was 15. Philadelphia's lead in the first period ranged from 4 to 13. The lead had been cut to 6 in the 3rd period. Then they raised it again. And they've done it mostly with the bench. Richardson, Bantam, Earl Curitan. They're the heroes right now, but it's not over. Cheeks. Bantam. Lakers come up with a loose ball. Magic Johnson working so hard on the Cooper loop. That's what they call the alley-oop to Michael Cooper, and Cunningham wants a timeout. The Cooper loop, and he doesn't want the Lakers to get into 2nd gear, or maybe 3rd gear.
Now here's that pass. Magic's looking up. Makes that pass to Cooper. He knows what to do with it.
So a 10-point lead now for Philadelphia. The Sixers have 3 timeouts remaining. The Lakers 4 plus the 20. From Roland Garros Stadium in Paris, the French Open, and just the start of tremendous tennis coverage on CBS, capped by the U.S. Open later on this summer on CBS Sports. Julius Erving in the ball game, and I'll tell you one thing, his 32-year-old legs have to be tended to constantly, Russ.
32 is not very old, unless you're trying to play this game.
He's playing like a 21-year-old. Julius has a game-high 12 rebounds, and there's a turnover. Lakers capitalizing now as Magic goes in and is fouled by Bobby Jones. Team foul story. Sixers 2, Lakers 2 with 6:55 remaining.
And this is that flat spot. Now they have to come out of this flat spot because they're throwing the ball away. The Lakers are playing good defense, but they're only playing the passing lanes. And if you're careful with the ball, it shouldn't be stolen by someone just stepping in the passing lane.
Let's see how it was turned over here.
Now watch the pass here. He's just right there. See, that's right. And he shouldn't have been able to steal the ball that easy.
L.A. from the free throw line, 23 of 35. But that's interesting because we know the Lakers are trying to play the passing lanes, and the Sixers will see how they respond to that. Double team, throw it away, Bobby Jones. And now Billy Cunningham said, don't throw it across, go to Andrew inside. That's
why they have the guy in the corner to make him have to play defense.
Well, the lead now has been cut to 9 points. And that's the lowest the Lakers have had it in quite some time. offensive rebound by Magic Johnson. Kurt Rambis has come in the game, and he's fouled. So Rambis will go to the line. Bobby Jones against Rambis, and Bobby now with 3 fouls, and that's 3 team fouls against Philadelphia. And Kurt Rambis will shoot.
Now this Philadelphia team can go out of sync. And it's most of their own doing. It's not the defense in this situation. Although the Lakers are playing good defense, it is not the defense that's their own doing. They've gone out of sync offensively.
L.A. is making one of their runs right now, and Philadelphia trying to ward it off. Magic now asserting himself with 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists in the game. But Rambis was only a 50% free throw shooter in the regular year. There's the time, and a lot of time for many things to happen. 8-point deficit. That's the closest Philadelphia, L.A. has come in a long time. That's what they want. Get it to Toney. It's still Philadelphia ball as Wilkes knocks it away with 11 seconds on the shot clock.
See, with the ball spread out, they can get the outside shot, but now they want to go inside.
Caldwell Jones will inbound it. And he calls a timeout. Very smart move. He could not find a man. So Philadelphia now is left with 2 timeouts. Philadelphia has 4 plus the 20. And this is where the Sixers are going to have to stop the Lakers and also maybe help themselves. Best of 7 World Championship, 9 o'clock Eastern from the Forum in Inglewood. Tuesday night, the Sixers and the Lakers. We're coming down to the crunch right here. Here are the things you have to know. Philadelphia leads by 8, 6:17 remaining in the 4th period. Philadelphia 2 timeouts, LA 4 plus the 20. Bill?
That last timeout that Caldwell Jones called may have been a smart timeout, but they're going to have to. They may cause a problem for them later going down the stretch because they may need their timeout for strategic purposes.
True.
And they just threw the ball away again on their own.
5 turnovers this period. The Lakers have scored 6 in a row. This is the crunch time in this ball game. All right here. Kareem. And Toney forces a jump ball.
Now, that does not mean the Lakers necessarily have to come over the ball, but they probably will. But you can there are plays designed to get the ball even when you don't have the jump.
5:56. A lot of time, and the Lakers easily control. Kurt Rambis inside. And Johnson tried to stuff it through. Comes out to L.A. with a new clock. An 8-point Philadelphia lead. And Julius has it away. And this is where Philadelphia has to get it together because they have been throwing the ball away on their own primarily. As you see the Lakers playing the pass. That's what they're doing. Toney with a Caldwell Jones screen. Kareem, front of Toney. They double him. Cheeks, but they're going to have to hit that outside shot. And they don't hear. But Bobby Jones tips it in. Big play by Bobby Jones. And it's up to 10 again.
And Billy Cunningham is saying, thanks, I needed that.
Magic Johnson comes back. Julius off the board. And here come the Sixers with a 3-on-1 break. Timeout, LA. Lakers got it down to 8, but now it's 12. And here's a key man right here.
Julius Erving shows the immense talent. He gets the rebound. He goes out. So see you later, Coop. I got to go now. And does he have to go?
Beautiful. Simply beautiful. 8 for 13 for 20 points, 14 rebounds. They salute him, and they raise today the Eastern Conference Championship banner in Philadelphia. Under 5 minutes remaining, 4th period. Philadelphia's out-rebounded Los Angeles by 12 in this game.
And where do they go? Sky hook.
And Caldwell Jones cradles it. The clock beginning to become a factor. 4.5 minutes remaining. Luka to Erving. 14-point lead. The biggest was 15. Air ball Nixon. Loose ball. And Cooper winds up with it. And Michael misses the shot. Julius fighting Kareem. Philadelphia ball. Let's see the Doc again.
Now here's the Doc going for that pass from Toney.
How graceful he is. Beautiful. That is just one word to describe that. 6 straight points by Philadelphia. They may have weathered a Los Angeles stinging run here. Under 4 minutes to play in the game.
They've weathered that one, Dick. They may have to weather another one, but they weathered that one.
4 seconds on the shot clock, and Caldwell Jones. Bobby Jones, and we'll have a loose ball foul against Bobby Jones of Philadelphia, and that's the 4th team foul.
And they're going to bring Bob McAdoo in to make that final run. Good defensive player, good rebounder, but instant offense.
McAdoo scored 26 in the 4th game against San Antonio. Wilkes can't do it. The Doctor has the ball. Look at that move around Nixon. And that pass to Cheeks. And a foul. And it's against Philadelphia.
Offensive foul on Maurice Cheeks.
So Cheeks now has 5 in the ball game. Cheeks has 5. And Dawkins, who hasn't played much in the second half, has 5. Leading scorer, Julius with 22, Cheeks 19 for Philadelphia. Kareem 23, Magic 18 for the Lakers, and an offensive foul the other way on Norm Nixon.
That happens much more than normal, is that a guy getting foul trouble, and the first thing you try to do is isolate him, go one-on-one, and you end up with offensive fouls, but usually over a period of a few minutes does not help your club overall.
3 minutes remaining in the 4th period. 76ers are up by 14. Wilkes is on Andrew Toney. And guarding him like a hawk. Both Cheeks. Now Wilkes on a switch. And Cheeks fires up a long shot. And kept alive by Caldwell Jones, but he can't do it all the way as he winds up in the crowd. Laker ball.
He was always curious about how those seats felt over there. Here's Caldwell hustling. Well, he didn't look like Nehemiah going over the hurdles, but he looked pretty graceful, I guess.
Right now, we have a timeout. Let's go to Brent Musburger in New York with an update on the Memorial Golf Tournament. Brent?
All right, Dick, thank you. We do have an update on the Memorial Golf Tournament. We're going to now check into the leaderboard because as soon as the basketball action is over, we're going to send you to the final round. As you can see, Roger Maltby and Ray Floyd now tied for the lead. Floyd has been making a charge all day. Simpson, Jacobson, and Gil Morgan, who had the lead earlier this morning, has now started to come back. And you can see the course that Jack designed. He is -2 right now at the 14th hole. And we will be checking in on Jack and the rest of the stars at the final round, of course, at the Memorial Golf Tournament, just as soon as the Philadelphia-Los Angeles game is over. Right now, let's send you back to Dick Stockton and Bill Russell.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. There's not been a basket scored, or L.A. hasn't scored in 1 minute, or 3 minutes and 45 seconds. L.A. has not scored a basket. Julius Erving has taken things into his own hands in the crunch in this last spirited rally by Los Angeles. The game is not over by any means, but the Doc, marvelous fellow, you talked to him in a tremendous interview, has really been the dominant factor in many areas down the stretch here.
Yeah, he's going to his bag and he's bringing out everything. He's rebounding, he's playing good defense, he's made some great passes, but most of all, he's been inspirational in that when things are going kind of tough, he comes up with that big play.
He played under Kevin Lockery in the American Basketball Association with the Nets, and then when the Nets joined the NBA, Julius came to Philadelphia and turned around this franchise. But the Sixers, who are in the finals for the 3rd time in the last 6 years, haven't won a world title since '67. 2:35 remaining now in this 4th period. Clint Richardson is guarding Nixon. Toney is on Magic Johnson and doing a good job against Magic. Inside. McAdoo outside, hits the bucket.
The instant offense.
They had missed 8 previous shots, had the Lakers. Down by 12, 2:20 to go. The trap is on. Toney looking for help. Goes to Bobby Jones, challenging down the middle. That's the way to do it.
And when that's the danger of the trap. It says you got to leave a guy open, and if he sees an opening and goes to the hoop, it is impossible to stop without fouling.
2 minutes to go now, fourth period. No one has so much as budged here at the Spectrum. Nixon says turnabout is fair play as he penetrates inside. 12-point lead. Nixon is 3 for 12 and only 6 points in the ball game. Toney just saved it. And it's still Philadelphia ball, but I'll tell you one thing, this Laker trap has unnerved them. The Laker trap has confused Philadelphia, though they know what was happening. Michael Cooper has come in. Kareem goes out. They need the quick lineup. Kareem has 23 points. High scorer in the ball game. Toney and Nixon on him. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Julius in the corner. Big basket.
That'll do it pretty much.
Minute and a half to play. Norm Nixon. McAdoo. Bobby Jones. 5 years, all defense. And we'll have a loose ball foul
on Magic Johnson.
Keep in mind the Lakers have won 7 in a row in playoffs on the road, which extends their own record. Their 9-game winning streak, which was set in 1 season in the playoffs, is a record. But they're looking for 10 straight wins to break a mark set by the Lakers.
That's an old cliche, Dick. All good things must end.
You never said that when you were winning 11 titles, I'll tell you that. 1:09 to go, spreading out the offense. Philadelphia, these fans thought that they might have seen the end of the season in Game 6 when they lost to Boston, that they might have seen the end of the season today if they had lost to Los Angeles. But the season goes on, at least for a while, for Philadelphia. And they are the team that no one seems to respect, Bill.
Boston does, and Milwaukee does,
and LA
and now the Lakers does. The Lakers do. The Lakers, they respect him.
They got it down to 8 with 6.5 to go, and now Philadelphia has opened it up. Philadelphia has snapped the Laker 9-game playoff streak. And 24-second clock expired. Bobby Jones, Julius Erving come out of the game. Erving 24 points to lead Philadelphia. Bobby Jones 10 points, but a tremendous job in many areas. Magic missed the three-pointer. Nixon going for 3. He misses. And Cooper controls, but the clock is running down on the LA Lakers streak. And we'll go to Game 3 as Wilkes misses outside with the series all even 1-1. And if you want to credit someone in this game, you can't credit one. It's the bench. The Philadelphia bench played the major role in winning this game. So the game is over, and listen to them in Philly, where they're alive again. The executive producer of NBA basketball is Jim Harrington. Our game capably produced by Michael Burks and directed by Sandy Grossman. Marty Aronoff, as usual, our statistician, and everyone that had to do with this broadcast. Thanks to Hubie Brown, Kevin Lockery, and Frank Lieber. This is Dick Stockton for Bill Russell saying so long with a final score, Philadelphia 110, Los Angeles 94. Be sure to stay tuned to CBS Sports. Final round coverage of the Memorial Golf Tournament from the Muirfield Village Golf Club. And then on Tuesday night, Bill and I will be at the Forum in Los Angeles for Game 3 of the NBA World Championship live. 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central. The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.